All right, it says everybody's waiting on me. Here we are. This is experimental right now. This is the Saturday weekend stream. Usually we're Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. This is 10:15 p.m. I wanted to give plenty of time so I did not overlap with the Lifer show because, you know, long before I ever had this channel, I was in the Crypto Lifer community, and I still am. I'm never leaving. It's like that scene from Wolf of Wall Street's I Ain't Ever Leaving. So yeah, like he said, he joined a channel, or he joined a group, trading group, long time ago. This is the Crypto Lifer we're talking about, and he never left it. The guy ended up closing down his channel. All right, so we're getting things rocking here. Let me get it up so that I can see the chat. I had to restart my computer. I have so many things going. I've been video editing all day for this new video that I'm doing about Lighter. And so yeah, I'm doing the mic check right now. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. All right, so that's good. And then this way I can actually see the chat. I'm just slightly behind this morning. I don't even know what time of day it is. That's how long I've been video editing. Crypto Keep says, "What's up?" Blues Guy says, "Happy weekend." Crypto Keep says, "Happy weekend." Blues Guy says, "Good to see you guys. I really appreciate you showing up from the jump. I didn't even have to wait for people to come in. This is amazing. This is the community I was looking to build, and I swear the Lifers are the best people in the game. And if you came to this stream, you are the best as well. But I think most of you guys came from the Lifer show community, whatever you want to call it. And we're looking for a community name for ourselves, so feel free to drop that in the chat. I know Blues Guy said the UGs, you know, the undergrounds. I like it. It's got a nice ring to it. We'll brainstorm a little bit, see what else we come up with. But, you know, if we come up with nothing else, that is pretty good. So where are we at, guys? It's Saturday. How's everybody feeling? There was some good chat in the Discord, and I totally had myself looking at the wrong thing in the chat. I keep adding channels in the Discord. And if you're not in the Discord, Discord is in the description link. Hop on in. Good conversations going on here. Looks like today people caught some early stuff. I know they're going to catch me up on it and fill me in just a moment. We got Crypto Maniac in the house. Says, "Can't watch tonight, but came to hit the like and say hi. I'll check the replay. Have a nice evening, everybody." Crypto Maniac, it is so nice of you to hop in and at least say something. Hit the like button. It helps the algorithm, it helps me, and it shows that love and support. That is the type of quality that I love to see. MVP points for you. And have a great night, whatever it is that you're doing. All right, Blues Guy says, "We are UDs too now." Cheers, Maniac. All right, cool. So... well, this is weird. Do I need to reload this? Let's reload this. It's like freezing. Content is loading. What is going on? Is anybody else seeing this? All right. It seems like it's fixed. I literally just restarted my computer so we wouldn't have any issues here. And it looks like we are having some issues. But nothing major. Hanging with the wife. Hey, you got to keep the family happy. I took the family to the beach for like a little hour sunset thing just to keep them happy because I've been working on the channel so much lately that, you know, you just got to keep them happy. All right, so now let's really talk about crypto bubbles. So Blues Guy brought up in the Discord FTN, right? Fast token, is that what you brought up, or am I mixing that with something else? XPL going nuts, man. I missed that thing, and then once you miss that first initial pump, you feel like you're just going to continue to miss out, and I still haven't hopped into it. I really needed to, and who knows if now is the time. Still trending up. It's made some moves, but it's been slower. It's not like it's just one god candle there. It's been moving, so maybe we could find a flag and catch a flag. Not a TA channel, but I got a little bit of lifer vision in me. Anyways, IMX, Immutable X up, XPL up, what we were just talking about. My X with a nice pump today. What's that about? Thought it was done, and it had given all the market share to Aster and Avantis. And what's going on with the hour? Looking a little red, though. I mean, the day looked a little red. And then the hour also kind of looked a little red. So you see Zero Gravity getting a little bit of pump back. Aerodrome I mean, very small. All these little pumps are very small. OKB, Mantle. Then, of course, you have some down. They were the ones that were mostly pumping. And we're going to go look at the Fear and Greed Index. As yesterday was in the 33s. I mean, it was moving down, which, you know, anybody who's a lifer knows when this thing starts getting real red, starts getting down there in the 30s and the 20s, that is usually your bottom signal. That is usually the time to buy. But none of this is financial advice. Blues Guy says, beautiful. I love the beach. Good for you, bro. Spending time with the family is quality. Amen. It sure is. Prime Minister of Japan. Well, welcome in. Said, yo, sup, fam? It was BSX token on base and XPL. We are going to get into all that sauce, and if for any reason I kind of get distracted, I don't get to it quick enough in the beginning of the show, feel free to drop it again in the chat. It will not hurt my feelings. Yeah, I missed the pump too. That's how it is. I mean, I've caught plenty in my life, and there's so many more that I have missed. You just can't catch them all, but we stay vigilant. We stay on the lookout for what is coming next. Now, we have Bitcoin coming in at 109,436. Ethereum barely holding that $4,000 level that I want it to hold so bad. It's kind of like I want Bitcoin to hold 100,000. So for every coin that is on my radar that I care about in my portfolio, I have a level that like I really want to see them hold. And those levels change depending on, you know, they go up. We get a big pump in Bitcoin and everything pulls up and those levels change. So for me, Bitcoin 100,000, Ethereum 400,000. Well, that would be amazing. 4,000 for Ethereum. XRP, I really love to see it above $3. We're at $2.79, but I started buying this thing between 20 cents and 50 cents, so I'm up regardless on that. BNB, I like to see it above $900 now. I mean, for a long time, I just wanted to see it above 600. Then we went up into those $1,000 regions. So yeah, you miss some, you win some, you catch the next train. Exactly. I've learned that the longer you sit around and lick your wounds and cry over the things you've missed, then it just compounds and it cycles, because then you just keep missing more because you're sitting around moping. It's like when you lose a bad trade, you know. Walk it off, take a couple hours, take a couple days, depending on the side of the loss is usually what I do. And even with wins, you sell and have anybody ever whose trader ever sell like a really great win, say you made like $400 or $500 like pretty quickly or on the day, it doesn't really matter, and then you jump back in like less than 10 minutes later and lost like $100 or half of it or something, and you were just like, dude, if I would have just went for a walk, I'd still have my gains. And that's usually how it goes more than not. Solana, my level that I love to see it above is 200. So we are holding that right now. Now, Dogecoin, I like to see it above like 25. But over 20 is good right this second for where we are. You got to gauge that for like kind of where we are in the markets. When you pay attention to the Bitcoin chart a lot, every day, all the time, you will kind of have a feel for where things should be. And I really have thought that the pullback for altcoins was not as devastating as it has been in the past. I mean, before we would get the smallest rally, Bitcoin would pull back, and then it would just be an absolute bloodbath for altcoins, and that seems to have changed a little bit. The pace has slowed. It's more of a slow bleed for the altcoins and not just a absolute bottom dropout crash. So Blues Guy says, bro, I too. I know everybody feels it if you've ever traded. Yep, exactly. Just got to keep moving. FOMO's real. Hits hard. I learned to ignore it and search other project when it hits. Exactly. And if you keep getting chewed up on a certain coin, it might be a good idea to go find something else to trade. I prefer to trade mostly Bitcoin, and that is sometimes why I miss out on a bunch of other opportunities. There's pros and cons to that, right? Cardano, 77 cents. Chainlink, $20.73. Hyperliquid, $45.10. Avalanche, $28.52. And I usually end it on SWI, $3.15. I like to see SWI above $3 as well, and it looks like we're holding that. And of course, if you look, I mean, let's just scroll down. Red, but it's more like a slow bleed. I mean, look at this one. Oh, that's USDC, so never mind on that. But again, Solana's down 0.5%, you know, 0.3%. BNB is down 0.0%. So it's just really breaking even. Of course, Tether is going to be there, but you know, Ethereum's down 0.1%. So these are very small, slow bleeds right now. Are we getting the reversal? Is this a sign of a bottom? Is it an inverted Bart Simpson like Lifer was talking about today? Those are all great questions. Now, Fear and Greed Index is going to be the last day that I compare this alternative.me Fear and Greed Index, which I'm used to using, to crypto rank. We've done it for over a week and a half, and there's not been one day where there was any difference. So we're going to go ahead and X that out, and we will graduate on to just bringing this up, and we'll check the Fear and Greed Index here. Maybe every once in a blue moon I'll compare them, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be the same. So what are we doing on a Saturday night? Now, it might be a little bit more loose on a Saturday night. You know, last night was a lot of fun. Usually my loose stream of the week is Friday, and usually we run the show Monday through Friday, but I really want this channel to grow, and I got to push myself. As much as this is about crypto, it's about deep diving, it's about research, it's about being the best speculative and informed investor that you can be. Although I don't give you financial advice and things to do with your money, we worry about crypto IQ here on Underground Crypto. And so also it's about personal development. I believe very, very strongly in bettering oneself in every way that you can, whether it's philosophics, going to the gym, what you put in your mind, what kind of music you listen to. So there's room for that on the channel. I'm not going to make the whole channel about that. I don't want to preach at you guys, but at the same time, I want everybody to win, and I want everybody to be the best version of yourself. You only get so many years here on this planet, and you don't know. Like, you might be thinking you're going to get 100 or 90, and that might not be true. So you want to look back at whatever moment it is that you realize that you're not going to get 100, if that's the case for you. I'm not saying it will be, and you want to be proud. You want to be proud of who you are. So I just challenge everybody to rise up and be the best version of themselves, and that is what I'm trying to do in my life constantly. It's been a long journey, and with this YouTube channel, I just want to kind of spread that love, light, and happiness to everybody. And, you know, also, God is real. You can interpret that how you want, and he will take care of those who belong to him. Now let's get into what's trending. Enough of that. And of course, we always got what's trending on CoinGecko and Crypto Rank. Bait says, can you check Ponky? Absolutely, I can. Matter of fact, I don't recognize that name, so I appreciate you stopping by, and I will do that right away just because you said it. Anything specific about Ponky that you want me to look at? I won't tell you to buy it or not buy it, but if there's anything else. So, Prime Minister of Japan says, facts, bro. Everything you said, 100% true. Growth mindset is how you evolve. Fixed mindset keeps you stuck. And you're absolutely right, Prime Minister of Japan. I'm just going to call you the Prime Minister. But also remember that the people you keep around you, the people who you talk to on a regular basis, and it could be virtual, you know? If you talk to somebody enough virtually and they're a good brother to you or sister, you know, get their number, text them, have them in your life a bit, because those people can really help you out in the moments where it's hard. Remember, we always push ourselves, but it's so easy to do the right thing and be happy and smile and live well when things are good. It's when things are hard, when you're not having a good day. That's when it really matters. All the other times it's easy. It's when it gets hard that it really matters. All right. I promise I will try to keep the preaching to a minimum. Just want to inspire everybody. That's all that is. So Ponky, let's talk about it. It's sitting at about 8 cents. Very low 8 cents, 0.083. It's down 21% on the 7-day, but let's go to the max chart. It says, hi Bait, welcome. Hopefully I didn't run Bait off. We do talk about crypto here. Do have this like super zoomed in. Does anybody like that I have really zoomed in the page? It's almost like zoomed in too much. All right. Market cap is $46.2 million. So still pretty small. It's been around for a while. That's why we bring up the max chart. December 23rd, 2023. It has been around a while. I do have a pre-recorded video about Ponky. Facts are in there, but it's probably a little bit dated, so I'm not really telling you should go watch that. Anyways, it's up 16.6% on the max chart, and it's had some very nice pumps. The question is, it's a meme coin. Can it really garnish that attention? You know, nowadays with a meme coin, I mean, you got to be a meme coin that builds an entire legitimate product or project on your meme coin. Otherwise, you're going to fade off into the background. In a world where Pump.Fun exists and people are making 10,000, it's exaggerating, I don't know what the number is, but 10,000 coins every day, well, you kind of you kind of can't just be a random meme coin and ride that off into the sunset and do nothing. I mean, look at what's the coin we were just looking at? Floki. Look at what Floki's done. I mean, their website is phenomenal, and they have built so many different things. It's what really keeps them relevant. Anyways, Solana contract system, base contract system. If you can't tell, I'm fired up tonight. We'll look at their Twitter in a minute. Let's look at their website. They do have a YouTube channel. I will pull up their Twitter, and we'll go to that in a minute. Let's go to their website. So here at Underground Crypto, we are constantly deep diving and reading websites, crypto website projects specifically. So I do take into account a lot about a website. We come to the website, boom, you have the landing page right where it starts. Is it catchy? If a random, maybe 1 foot in the door, most of their body out the door crypto person, newbie, comes to this website, is it going to catch their attention? Are they going to stay long enough to read what it's about and get excited or expired and buy some? That is part of my review and my thought process. Ponky, the degen monkey, and all of us. All right, I mean, good narrative, but you're going to need a little more than that. Exchanges, Ponky is available for trading on major exchanges. It's on KuCoin and Kraken, Crypto.com, okay, XDEX, WooX, which we've talked about quite a bit lately, BitGet, Bitmart. This thing is available. Mexi Global, my favorite place to trade, not sponsored. Ponky Utility, seamlessly integrated and community powered. And I feel like I should put like links to different exchanges with my affiliate link, but I don't want to do it just yet. We're small. A lot of you guys came over from Crypto Lifer, and I'm never trying to seem like I'm trying to poach nobody from Crypto Lifer. I love that man as a mentor. He has been so good to me and also taught me so much for so many years. The last thing I want to do is offend him in any way, shape, or form. So Blues Guy says, keep preaching too, brother. That's what makes it different. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you like it. Bait, I was asking you what specifically you were looking for with crypto. With Ponky. I'll do a full review for you, but I'm not sure if I ran you off already. So if you could throw something in the comment, just so I know you're still here. So they have a Ponky swap, and let's launch that. Let's take a look at it. Of course, I think it's from Running Grass. My network looks like it's a bot or something, and they're always trying to verify who I am. It is really annoying. So here we go. They're collecting a 0.1% fee on every swap. That's a good thing. People get all up in arms about the fee for transaction. I mean, that's how money flows back into the project. Whether it goes into the market cap or whether it goes into the marketing team, it doesn't matter. If you're invested in this coin, you want that. Bait says, will it pump? That I can't tell you, but we can look at the parameters of a project that would tell you, I'd give you a good signal if it's relevant or not relevant. And now it's available on Base. So I don't know when they did this, but when you see an old project like this and you come to their website and they're still innovating, they're still building, they're still doing something, that's a good sign that there's still community, there's still developers. That's something you really want to look for. All right, let's move on. Robust integration. What happens if we click integration? So discover the power of Ponky. Trade on top exchanges, manage your assets with popular wallets, and even book travel. You can book travel through Ponky. Keep that in mind. See where your Ponky can take you. And we got everything from Ponky Swap, OpenSeas. Let's see what happens when we click OpenSeas. I'm sure Ponky has an NFT project, right? It'd be crazy if they did not have a project. I don't use OpenSea a lot. I don't buy a lot of NFTs. It's been a treachery place. So need to know charts. Let's check the chart. Okay. All right. Y'all don't want to see the website. Let's look at the chart. Well, first of all, here's the max chart. And you can see hasn't done a whole lot. Now you can pull your fibs and all that kind of stuff and see that you are definitely pretty low. And where would you pull it from? Probably somewhere here, but if you started on the max chart, you're well below the 786. You can do that without even pulling it. Now let's look at the year. So for the year, you had a really nice top. Back in November, we had a really nice pump for altcoins back 2024 right up into the end of 2024, and you see it's kind of crashed since then. 3 month. And again, this is not a TA channel, I'm not going to draw you flags and tell you it's going to pump by this date or nothing like that. If you want that kind of thing, throw a super chat on Crypto Wifer's channel when he's live. So the 3-month is just a reflection really of that, and I'm just trying to hone in here, and it's just been more dump in the monthly. The 7-day, same thing, still trending down. You're looking for some kind of trend reversal, right? And I honestly, I just don't see it. You know, you have this little bounce down here at about 8 cents, and that's where you are. You've got a little pump, but I mean, you've gotten many little pumps, and they continue to eventually fall. So that is why we went more directly to the website versus this. Now, another great place to go. First, you want to make sure the website is attractive and that they're still integrating. Yes, the attractiveness of the website, but also, are they still building? Are they done? Have they given up? So Blues Guy said the daily looks like it's bottom and is about to pump and is creating. Oh, he deleted it. He's retracted his message. He didn't want me to read that. All right. He's probably going to post something. He's probably editing it. Yeah, so let's go to their Twitter and let's check that out. So I'm surprised I'm not following. Only have 2,733 followers. Let's think about that for a minute, guys. This project's been around since 2023. It's had huge pumps. And they only have, let's make sure that we don't have another Ponky with way more followers here. Ponky XRP, Ponky Club. I mean, this looks like a lot of, you know, junk, honestly. This does look like we have the official. This is Ponky's backup account. Let's be friends. Now, why would it take me to a backup account? They want to take me to a Telegram. I'm not going to the Telegram. So if this is Ponky's backup account, where is the real Ponky account? Maybe on their website they have a Twitter link. Let's go back. Did they get banned and never get the original one back, and so they're just chilling? It's hard for me to believe that the original Ponky account from 2000, yeah, so this is directly from their website, guys. So this is not even like, oh, maybe CoinGecko messed up and has an old link or something. Their website goes directly from that Twitter. So I'm going to say this is the Twitter that they have. Maybe they had one and it got deleted, or they got banned for something, and unfortunately they're using a backup. But either way, they don't have a lot of followers. But let's look at their pinned post. 34,000 impressions. That is pretty good. It was posted on August 8th, so that was a while ago. But it is the pinned post. It's not like it's their most recent post. So enter the Ponky verse. 1 million plus followers. Global brand licensing. Trade Ponky. And let's actually go to like, okay, an hour ago, they got 468 impressions. In an hour, that's pretty good. As far as like name brand recognition, Ponky is up there for sure. And Blues Guy, I don't know if you meant to, but whatever you were posting about the chart has been redacted and I can't read it. 3.3 thousand on September 26th. So that was yesterday. So since yesterday, they posted this little video and then this picture. And look, not a lot of value here. I mean, is it meme-ish? Is it cool? Does the community love it? Does the community hit the like? Yes. But is there value? Is there a lot of value here? I really don't know. I wouldn't say so. Now, again, meme coins are about community. They're about artwork. So it's definitely good for them to pump that out. But in between some of those, I mean, there should be some value, like the pin post is. All right, well, that really tells me everything I need to know there. I wish that I could see their original Twitter and see how many followers they had then. That would give me a better idea. Sorry, I switched to my phone, easier to text. I was saying that Ponky looks like it bottomed on the daily, and the 4-hour looks like it's about to get out of the flag. At my view, it looks good, a lot like others. Okay. And I mean, I would imagine that Ponky is probably doing something very similar to most altcoins in the market. I don't think people have completely given up on this, and I'm sure plenty of people hold this. But is it going to pump? I'm sure, if we get an altcoin rally or altcoin attention, if the 4-year cycle is intact. I'm sure it's going to get some kind of movement. But is it going to be the hottest thing in the game? Probably not. And I hope, Bait, that really answered your question. He says thanks, so hopefully I did him justice. I never want to let you down. I know you probably wanted like technical analysis and a chart. That's not really what we do here. I really am designing a channel that complements my mentor's channel, not competes with it. So let that be said. I'm not going to sit here and do TA unless for some reason he gives me that blessing. And I just don't think there's any reason for it. We're here to deep dive and research and raise our crypto IQs. I know that's strong, but I just want to be really clear about my vision here for this channel. XPL, I think we'll start talking about XPL, right? How do we not start talking about XPL? This thing's been crushing. Woke up 2 days ago and it was getting listed everywhere. I pulled up the chart immediately, started doing some TA, and what do you know? I got distracted and the thing took off. It's at $1.62. Let's pull up the max chart. Because the max chart, I mean, you don't even need to pull up the max chart. Pull up the monthly chart, looks the same. 7-day looks the same. I mean, so you pretty much just have a 24-hour and a 7-day chart, right? September 25th, 2025, this thing came out at about 93 cents. From then, it's up 75.3%. In the last 24 hours, it's done 23.5% of that. I mean, it's even pulled back a little bit, you know, because that's where it's at now. It's been a little bit higher, right? So it went all the way up to $1.68. Blues Guy said, I agree. There is a lot of great tokens out there. Looks like utility coins will be a great mover. Exactly. And right now, perpetual dexes, derivatives, that is what's hot. We've been over it so much that we just want to know, or we just want to focus on that as it fades out or continues to pump. And then what is going to be the next thing? Is there going to be another big thing that runs, you know, parallel to it, that runs at the same time? Well, we don't really know yet. That's what we're chasing. So that then we ask ourselves, XPL is moving. What is XPL? XPL is a layer 1. It's also a Binance hodler airdrop. So if you hodl some Binance coin, they airdrop stuff. And there was another coin that was really popular lately that was the same thing. A lot of people were holding it because of the fact that they got some from the Binance airdrops. So we've talked about XPL a lot. It's not a meme coin. It's not something that's super retail attractive, in my opinion. But that doesn't really matter. You know, it's funner when it's retail attractive, and sometimes you'll get a lot more hype when it comes on social media, trending, more people talking about it. But you really got to know your different lanes and avenues. This is stablecoin infrastructure for a new global financial system. So who do you think is getting excited about this? Who do you think wants this? It's not retail. It is your institution. It's everybody who would use this. You know, I use the example all the time that infrastructure is not exciting until you're actually trying to do something on Web3, like bridge money, to move money from Ethereum to Binance, right? Or something of that nature. And then you use some real infrastructure. You use a bridge or an atomic swap. What's the difference? Crypto IQ. Can anybody tell me? So once you do that and you use it and you're like, oh, okay, this stuff is useful. I understand now a little bit more why this exists and why people, you know, invested in it. But before you ever really use it, it just doesn't really hit home. So Plasma is a high performance layer 1 blockchain purpose built for stable coins. There you go. High performance layer 1 built for stable coins. And you got to think, who cares about stable coins? And when I say that, I hope you guys don't think I'm saying like this project sucks because retail's not going to run into it. That's not what I'm saying at all. Retail's not the one that has the money to move the market. So Blues Guy says, we are waiting for Russell 2000 to break all-time highs. Brother UG. Gold should drop and BTC dominance drop. So far, so good. As I see it pumping from here, like Lifer said. Exactly. And that is kind of what we're looking for. And we're just monitoring it day by day. So if you don't already, if for some reason you're tuning in and you're not a lifer, hang out with us at the Crypto Lifer. That's all you got to type in YouTube, Crypto Lifer. He does a live stream every morning. Go there, hang out with us, and learn if technical analysis is something you desire. Chipper in the house. Speaking of Crypto Lifers, Chipper is popping in to say hi. What's up, Chipper? What's on your mind? You got anything to say that we should look at? Anything you're looking at in the charts? Any new projects that you're watching on your radar? And Plasma has a $3 billion market cap. Infinite max supply. So I mean, I've gone over this a bunch of times. We're going to probably do a stream next week where we really just talk about tokenomics a lot. Because why is an infinite max supply a good thing? Why can it sometimes not really matter at all? You know, one thing I want to look up is Ethereum's. What do they have listed for Ethereum's max supply? Infinite. Okay, so here's a good example of a project where it works. I'm not saying a max supply doesn't work. I'm just saying it muddies the waters a little bit, and it's hard for you to do your calculations of if we go to this market cap, price should go to this. Makes it difficult. A lot of people said when they moved to proof of stake that it became deflationary, even if it was just smaller, just even if it was slightly. Blues Guy says, hey, Chipper. I love that everybody greets each other. It feels like family here. All right, so we went over the max supply being infinite and why that's important. Let's go to their Twitter. How much steam have they really picked up? And on a Saturday show, we're chilling. This is a lot of what we're probably going to do. We're going to go over everything trending. We're going to look for new coins. Really the same thing we do at the beginning of every stream. Infinite max supply. It's interesting. I see that they have Bog. I think you meant Big Dreams. Yeah, and again, for a stable coin, does it matter? Does it matter? And again, this is just like the coin stable that we looked at. So it has a stable coin. The coin stable, STBL is its ticker, has its own stable coin called USST. Well, it also has a coin for its project, and that fluctuates, but that's not what you would hold. That's not what they're using as a stable coin, because a stable coin that's not stable is useless. I'm going to assume that XPL is the exact same way. And let's see, do they tell us what their stable coin is? It just says USDT. The best tooling and build stablecoin applications. Oh man, there's a video that I meant to put in the Discord yesterday. So many things to do, so many things to remember. I have so many great thoughts to share with you guys. It's hard to get it all out, and I've been spending way too much time making this video, just over editing it to death, but I don't know, I have a lot of fun doing it, and I think it makes it a little bit more interesting. You got to hold engagement with these videos, and it's hard. So especially when you're talking about really technical stuff to a not dialed in audience. So anyways, this video that I wanted to send is really just talking about how the United States is going to most likely use stable coins to basically dilute currency and basically erase that $37 trillion debt. You know, they're going to spread it out to the rest of the globe, and therefore anybody who holds a stable coin of any type really is basically paying for and holding a piece of American debt. It's a brilliant move. It's not anything new. I mean, devaluing currency to, you know, let's see if I can get this right. So if all the currency in the world was a $100 bill, right? And I owed you it because I borrowed that $100 bill. Well, if I'm the one in control of the supply and I just double it, so now in the entire world there's $200 bills or $200 worth of value, and I'm making small numbers to make this simple, then I can just give you back one of those $100 bills, right? And you're paid in full. The problem is inflation. The problem is that $100 I just gave you back, although on paper it looks like I paid you in full, can only buy you $50 worth of stuff now because I've doubled the supply. I mean, this is classic inflation stuff, but it's good to go over because this is what it seems like the plan is for debt. I mean, the president just came out not too long ago and said, we're going to use crypto to fix our debt problem. What does he mean by that? What's the plan? Because all they've done so far is stable coins. Is there a bigger plan with other cryptos? Or there are other stable coins? And then there's another aspect to this. I'm going to get to the chat in a minute. There's another aspect to this as well. We would redefine the game, redefine the rules of the game by doing this. What did all of the other countries do? They stacked gold. Well, this would make gold mostly irrelevant. We wouldn't hold any, you know, necessarily. We'd probably sell all of our gold and buy a lot of other things in crypto, stable coins, all kinds of stuff. And everybody else would be left holding the bag of gold. It would damage the price of gold greatly, and it would leave all the other countries holding the bag while we run off into the sunset, setting the precedent for what will be the new financial system. And that's in a nutcase. I will put that video in there because it's really interesting. Maybe somebody can remind me if they're interested and they don't see it. So BU5, maybe he said, but when XRP is charge of the financial system money transfers, stablecoins will play a huge role in the game, especially if the dollar crashes and we tokenize everything on the blockchain. Blue Sky gets it. Bang on, bro. Dang, you good. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Spend a lot of time trying to make sure I'm on point, because now I'm in front of all of you guys. I mean, I've always researched. I want to be on point for myself because I want to be the best, you know, leader of my family / investor that I possibly can be. But yeah, I spent a lot of time, so I appreciate that recognition. Therefore, erase the debt. Exactly. And leave everybody else holding the bag when they thought gold was the standard. I mean, you know, that brings a whole bunch of other problems, because, you know, they're going to be pissed. All the rest of the countries are going to be big mad about that. Now, what they can do about it, that I don't know. But, or what they are willing to go and do about it. I'm not trying to start any kind of, you know, hype or scare or anything like that. Not that my channel's big enough, but you get what I'm trying to say. And then we just had this big military meeting, where they called all the military generals together for this big meeting. A lot of it's been super speculative. Even the people that have tried to get answers out of some generals, not that they would tell you, they claim that they don't even know what it's about. So there's a lot of things going on, shaking and moving, and it could be, everybody I think really assumes that that is really bad, and it could be really good. I don't know. Maybe Q's about to come out on the stage, and they're getting all together so everybody's on board and knows what's going on. Now, I am joking, not joking. You know, we never know. We have to keep our minds placid and believe that anything is possible. Anyways, talking about placid, talking about plasma. And that is why, the reason why I went on that tangent is because, guys, this is why stablecoins, you keep seeing one after another come up. That's why the only, you know, the thing they were most concerned about getting put through the House and all of that and put into law is stablecoin regulation. They didn't make a big bill for everything in crypto like we thought. Has anybody heard the rumor? Lifer said it today, but I've heard about it for a long time. I believe that Trump even talked about it on his campaign trail. No crypto tax for American cryptos. It's not going to be all crypto, but it's going to be what's considered American cryptos. That's why I did a complete deep dive. Well, I'm not going to call it complete. We deep dived for a couple of hours. All the coins that have the tag made in the US. So if that's a narrative that you think might happen, and I think it's interesting that they're starting to say, like, oh, you know, in the next couple of days, he's probably going to come out and make that notice. Oftentimes when they do that, it doesn't happen. Let's be honest. But if he did, even in the foreseeable future, it'd be really nice if he did it before the end of the year. Like an executive order, and it's in law before the end of the year. Otherwise, most of us are still going to be paying taxes. But if you go to CoinGecko and you go to the top and you type in made in America or in US, it'll pull you to categories right here, and you can click it. And I mean, it'll give you a whole list of all the coins that are considered made in US. Now, does that mean because CoinGecko gave it that category that it is 100% going to be recognized by the United States government as a made in America crypto? No, not necessarily, but it's a good start. The whole market's speculation. You know, sometimes you're going to win and lose on speculation. Let's see what's going on. Blue's guy holding us down. Anybody else out here listening? There's 11 people. It says listening right now as I totally messed my phone up. Where were we? All right. And smash that like button. There's 11 people and only 5 likes. I really greatly appreciate it. I certainly can't twist your arm to do it. I see money backed by gold again. That's why they are all loading up on gold. But crypto should pump in the crash for reset. Perhaps then the coins that matter rise like a phoenix. He jokes aside. Plasma looks great. No capital tax on U.S. crypto. Yep. How do you feel about that, Blues guy, not being in America? Will you be mad? Because, I mean, will Canada follow suit? I don't know. It doesn't seem like the Canadian government thing to do, but what do I know? I don't live there. U.S. tax-free. It will happen. It has to. We are moving towards we the people. Plasma looks good, sir. I appreciate you commenting there. Who else is hanging out with us? And this is talking about plasma because it's hot. It's pumping. Got to know what it is, raise that crypto IQ, and then once we know the narrative, then we got to talk about the narrative. They have 2,535 followers on X. I mean, that's like as many as Punky honestly. And this thing has been around since like the 25th. What was it? Yeah, since the 26th. So it's been around one day, and they have just as many followers as Punky's backup page. Do with that information as you will. I'm not really trying to shit all over Punky. I'm just saying we have to let facts be facts. All right, and we're going to move on. I really should have staked some Binance over on Binance platform with like a VPN or my Palau ID. Does anybody know what the Palau ID is? Does anybody have a Palau ID? Does anybody know why I've clicked the back button like literally 30 times and it's just finally now going back? And everything else isn't lagging. It just does it when I'm live. Aster. Do we need to talk about Aster? Not really. Apex was the reel that I made today. And we'll pull up the 7-day. How are we doing? So 635%. That pull back a little bit, but look at that nice pump that Apex is having now. Oh man. Can anybody go tell me what day we did perpetual dexes as Blues guy? You're my guy, man. You are on it. Can you tell me what the date was that we did the deep dive on perpetual dexes? Because we covered Apex and I spent a good bit of time on it. I remember it because it looks like weeks. On its actual exchange, we're going to launch that real quick. Trade perpetual. And they have spot as well as perpetual. But I really like the black and yellow. I like the layout. It looks like weeks. Weeks went with the same thing. Bro, I lived in the Caribbean for 15 years because Canada is the guinea pig for the World Economic Forum, and we are under control of communist regime. It's hard to buy crypto. I'm looking to move to the U.S. Well, come to Florida, my guy. Definitely come to Florida. I think Florida is one of the best places to live in the United States. I mean, some may say California or something, but California ridiculously expensive. And that's cool that you used to live in the Caribbean. I was very big on, Jamaican culture for like most of my life, honestly. And so I love some Caribbean, some island vibes. Where in the Caribbeans did you live, actually? That would be a good question. And why'd you go back to Canada? Why are you in Canada? If you don't mind me asking. If it's a lot to type, then don't worry about it. I could always ask you another time in the Discord. Anyways, Apex looks great. As far as an exchange, the layout, it looks inviting, it looks friendly. I would want to use it. They got the big yellow in the right places. The login, which is probably going to turn into the buy button, right? Login up here, you got the deposit. I just like it. It feels good. That's something you want to feel good about what it looks. I think a lot of people really underestimate the power of a well put together product, because you'll see we went over a bunch of them. When we did that the other day, we pulled up every single not every single, we pulled up a lot of different perpetuals exchanges, decentralized exchanges, and we compared them, and some of them were kind of sad. Got an alarm going off. Let's kill that. I loved Florida. Maybe I'll give it some thoughts. Yeah, I mean, I'm just a random guy on YouTube saying where you should move to, so don't listen to me. But if you do come here, that'd be cool. Avantis, Bluefin. We talked about Bluefin the other day. Bluefin, I'm pretty sure, is another perpetual DEX. Perpetuals, Alameda. I don't know if that's really something to brag about. Automated market maker. Been learning a lot about the differences between automated market maker and order books, and the different ways that they go about doing it, as I have been studying lighter and putting together a video for it. Bluefin, of course, is on the SWI. We looked at it. Why is it pumping? Is it really just pumping, but is it just popular with the SWI ecosystem? Could be. When you go over, they don't have a lot of pairs unless they have updated since literally the other day. Come on. Show me the pairs. Show me the money. So yeah, all the pairs they have are like SWI, of course, ETH, SOL, and BTC. Then they have Walrus and Deepbook, which are two of the biggest, if not bigger, projects on SWI. And then you just don't see a lot. So this is going to be like for your SWI maxis. Is that a good look? Is that a good idea for a perpetual DEX to only have stuff on SWI? I don't know. I don't really think so. I think it would be a lot better if they had everything or as much as they could get, because I don't know. I mean, unless I want to trade one of these, like what if I want to trade Ponky? I'm not coming here, and that hurts you. So surprised to see it moving. Let's see, how much did it really move? Let's take a look at that. Let's go to the 24 hour. It moved 33%. It's a nice move. And is everything perpetual DEX going to get a little bit of a move? I don't know. It says, I was in charge of airline company in Cuba, then moved to the Dominican Republic. I had a child when he turned 5. That makes more sense. I wanted him up proper, so we moved back home. And it wasn't home no more. Wow, very interesting. Blues guy is a very interesting guy. He's got a lot of things going on. I mean, he literally ran an airline company. That's pretty impressive. Now, an airline company out of Cuba, I mean, I don't know how the relations go with that. That must have been a little bit of a management headache, I would imagine. So if you're flying out of Cuba into America or something like that, I don't know where you're flying. Maybe you're flying other places that weren't America. Avantis. Do we need to go over Avantis, everybody? It's up 0.3%. Aster was up 4.2%. Now, one thing I did want to do is go look at YouTube and see when we did that review of perpetual DEXs, because we definitely talked about Apex a lot. I definitely pointed it out as one of the more interesting ones. Yes, you're probably going to see my YouTube studio. What does it matter? I mean, if anything, you'll see that it's growing. Let's go to content. I don't know. I know a lot of people are weird about you seeing it. You know, it is what it is. I get as many likes and views as I get, and that is what it is. Ain't nothing that worries me about being transparent. Let's go to lives. Yeah, it looks like Avantis and Aster stopped pumping. So what is that going to tell us? Does that mean the trend's over? Or does that mean that, people are moving money out of them because they're already too big? This is why tokenomics is important. One of the things we're going to do next week is going to be tokenomics. For sure, it's got to be, because for Crypto IQ, got to make sure everybody has a good understanding of tokenomics. So September 24th. All right, yeah, we can kill that. I just want to see when the big pump was and when we went over it. Did we give people good heads up or not? So yeah, I mean, take a look at it. And it would have been 24th. Not the best at military time, but I mean, it would have been later in the day for sure. Yeah, and we were here at 49 cents. So now we talked about, this is another thing. I'm not saying this was a call to action and I told people to buy it, because I wouldn't tell you what to do with your money in the first place. But if for whatever reason you were interested in it, when we went over, we did the deep dive, the research, we picked out what we thought were like the top couple good looking coins. Well, you would be up. You'd be up in the money. Now, how much stuff you can get into and how much money you make, that's all dependent on how much capital you have. Blues Guy says they had their turn. I pulled off in time. BTC looks great, guys. Yeah. Hey, I'm glad that you got out of them in time. I remember Lifer saying he went in with 50 racks for Aster. And I believe he did say this morning he had cut it off in time before it started dumping, and he just had like a really small position that was running. Man, the never quitter, always hitter. Probably didn't say that right, but he kills it, man. Big shout out to the Lifer for holding us all together on a daily basis. I really hope he doesn't mess up his streak. I don't think he will, or miss his streak. I don't want to say mess up his streak, but I hope he doesn't miss his streak as he travels. And, if we're real lifers, we all should be praying, hoping, whatever it is that you feel like you need to do, that he has safe travels there and back. Not because it's a super his plane's going to go. I'm not talking about that. But I'm just saying all the things in travel, that he gets to his place on time. They have good internet, that he gets, the ability to stream. He's worked so hard for all that stuff. It'd be a real shame if he somehow missed his streak. I don't know why I want to mess up sounds so harsh. Anyways, let's get back into what's trending. Stable, we were just talking about it. Hyperliquid, Solana, Lena. We've covered these things a lot. I really want to look at some stuff we haven't looked at a lot. Supra, that sounds really familiar, but not something we looked at a lot. Mira was something that people really wanted to go over yesterday. Any Watchmen in the house? Watchmen 24, are you in the house? Roll call. He might not be. I know he's been busy. And so Mira, what is it? $228.2 million in its market cap. And again, it's Saturday. We're hanging out. We're just chilling. So I'm going to say more of the things that I want to say without completely debasing what we're doing. We will talk about Mira. One thing I wanted to say was Blues Guy, we were talking about how, they stopped pumping Aster and Avantis. Does that mean that the narrative's done, or does it mean people are just washing money into the next perpetual dexes? Well, when we look at what's pumping, I would say that some of that money, like even if the narrative is over, some people are going to pour money into the next thing, right? Some people made huge gains. They have some to lose. Some people have good risks. Some people are degen gamblers. And is it all moving over to Apex? Tokenomics. If Aster's at a $3.1 billion market cap, I mean, you need another $3.1 billion just to get a double up, or you need them to burn a bunch of tokens, which that never usually happens quickly. So you have Apex. Is Apex the next runner up? Today, I went to the coin perspective as I did in my reel that I did. And we just talked about what happened, and it's somewhat moon math. Is Apex going to run over into the market cap? I don't know if that's the right Apex. They had it this morning, so I don't know what's going on there. But if Apex had even a similar market cap, what would you get out of it? They had the right Apex this morning, so I don't know why they're failing me now. $1.09. Okay, here it is. I don't know why they're not showing the symbol up here. Anyways, you get 11x. This morning it was only like a little shy of a 9x. So it's pulled back a little bit, of course. But, do I see it going to a $3.4 billion market cap or $3.1 billion market cap? If I was to guess, if this was a game show, the price is right, crypto price is right. Hey, that's an awesome game show. We should do that. I would guess that it's not going to do that. But could it get to like $1.5 billion? Could it do half of this? Sure. It just depends on how many people believe the narrative is going to keep running, and the people that pull out all the gains in their money, are they going to run into the next thing? Or are they smart money? Are they institutions and they realize this game's up, we're starting the next game, and what narrative is that going to be? So really look for trends in your what's trending. With that being said, let's move on and talk about Mira. So it might move away from them, but these two are good coins with lots of potential. Are you referring to Apex and Bluefin? Are you referring to Aster and Avantis? So we said it had $228.2 million in its market cap, that it has a base and BNB smart contract address. Let's pull up their Twitter. Mira, the trust layer of AI, and it's been trending. Why? I don't know, but they have 293.1 thousand followers. Is that legitimate? We're not going to pretend like some projects don't buy followers. They are very new. That's a lot of followers. Maybe they're just doing really well with the algorithm, right? I don't know. They have 728,000 impressions. I mean, double up. More than double their followers and impressions. This video looks pretty well put together. I don't know what it's saying. Looks creepy. I know you guys probably can't hear it. I was just seeing if maybe they were saying anything interesting. It's moving very slow. Whatever they're saying, it's not quick moving, that's for sure. I don't think it's worth pulling up. Launching mainnet is just the beginning. This was 13 hours ago. Verified Intelligence isn't built in isolation. It requires an entire stack of partners across compute, data, models, agents, applications, and infrastructure. These are projects powering the age of verified intelligence. Let's have a crypto IQ check for just a minute, because this has been said many, many times on this channel, on these deep dives. What is the main infrastructure needs for AI? And it's right here: compute, data, and then models can flow into that, agents can flow into that, applications and infrastructure. Another one is Swarm. Swarm is another one you really want to pay attention to, and that is many, many, many AI agents, right? Bots. I mean, what else would you call them? But like maybe the next evolution or the next level of bots. All right, so we combine diverse AI models to cross-verify outputs, balance biases, and eliminate hallucinations. We'll keep adding more models over time to strengthen reliability and expand verifiability across every domain. Let's check in the chat. I mean, it seems very interesting. They seem very on point. The fact that they're doing so well with followers and impressions, even if, let's just say they did buy a good portion or a majority of those followers. I don't know. Maybe they did. But if they didn't, they're doing phenomenal. And if they did, it's still going to leave an impression on everybody and boost them in the algorithm and all of those great things, right? As long as it doesn't get them banned. And I doubt it will. And again, what does the max chart say? September 26th. This thing is hot. It just came out. Let's look at the 24-hour. I mean, what does this look like? What does that look like? Hasn't quite broke that cup bottom. I know a lot of times people will say a cup and handle should only retrace about 50%, which probably would have been right about here at this dip at $1.22. Have I heard of Giggle? Pump Crazy too. I heard about it on Lifer's channel today. It didn't come across my radar, unfortunately. I've been hyper focused on this video. Hopefully these videos are worth it. I kind of look at these videos I'm spending so much time on as education and deep diving, investing into video editing, you know? So it'll serve me at some point, even if those videos don't do well. I am learning all kinds of different things about video editing and definitely sharpening my skills there. But because of it, I'm sure I've missed quite a few things, and Giggle is one of them. Let's pull Giggle up. So let's see. I'm surprised it's not trending, you know. We'll pull up Crypto Rank too. I just want to see, because Giggle's been pumping, it's going nuts, and then like CoinGecko doesn't even have it as trending. Am I just missing it? Sometimes you have to wonder, right? Is it because it has to do with CZ? Is it because it's Binance? I'm already here. Let's see. Do we have Giggle on the radar? And we'll go back over these a little bit more. I don't see Giggle. And what happens when we type it in? I mean, they're usually really good. So is it Giggle Fund or is it Giggles? I'm going to go with the one that's up 77%. That's probably what it is. So according to GoPlus, the creator can make changes to this coin. It's a little warning they give you sometimes. And you can see in the 24 hours it had this big pump from 1483 to 28, and that was 77%. I think it has to do with free school. Hey, if they're giving out free schooling or something like that, you know, God bless them. That is a good thing to do. $24.5 million in its market cap. So here's the thing. If this has real use case and is going to continue to be relevant, you're not late. I mean, how could you say at $24.5 million in market cap you're late? But also there's a million of these things. I mean, not literally, but there are tons of these that literally get started, a little bit of narrative, a little bit of pump. I mean, I like that CZ's involved in some manner if it's not literally his project, but CZ has a ridiculous amount of money, right? I mean, CZ has billions. I mean, he's probably a trillionaire. If this is his project, he didn't think he could throw like maybe $500 million in it. I mean, that's chump change. What did they charge him when they charged him for all the stuff in the United States? Wasn't it like $6, $7, $8, $10 billion? And he shook that off like it was nothing. They probably make that on the monthly with Binance. About charity and free donations, I'm gonna be honest. Unless CZ, where's it at? I mean, where's CZ? Where's his? Did he post about it? I feel like he did. I feel like that's what everybody was saying. Is he talking about Giggles? Was he just shouting them out? You know, did he just shout them out? Did he say anything about them? I feel like, oh, Giggle Academy. Boom, right there. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. A lot of times, I definitely will run as far away from a charity coin as you can humanly run away from a charity coin, because they're almost always a scam, you know? Just like that email you get from that African prince that says he just needs some money to feed whatever it is. It's almost always a scam. I'm pretty sure it is always a scam. But it is right here, so there's some validity to it. I thought he made a post about it. It's 7 hours ago. It would have been a little while ago, so that was already yesterday. Did he delete it? Anybody know anything about that? Blues guy, you sound like you would definitely be on that. Did CZ post about it? Building schools around the world and free education. Hey, I think that's great. I mean, I would say it's verified with the fact that he's got it on his list here. It must be his project, right? But again, I thought he had posted about it. This is all replies. Can you search like a Twitter? Like, can I search Giggle on just his Twitter and not all of Twitter? I don't think I've ever tried to do that. You should definitely be able to do that on these big influence accounts when they have 10.2 million followers. He says a lot of stuff, and he has been for a long time. I should be able to search this. All right. So, I mean, again, my takeaway is that it is legitimate in the fact that CZ's definitely involved with it, which gives me some legitimacy. I mean, maybe you want to get in right now. I mean, does that look like a flag? What chart are we on? 24 hour? What's the 7-day? I mean, has it even been around? What's the max chart? Been around since September 22nd. So, not that long. And yeah, is the thing just getting started? Usually when it pumps and it flags out, it continues to pump. $24 million market cap. Time to long BTC now? Probably. I'm still in a long. It's underwater a little bit, but definitely still in a long. I'll hit the trading view and pull it up. On the back end, I probably won't pull it up for you guys. I don't know why that sounded wrong. But yeah, so Giggles, we talked about it. I think it's probably going to continue to pump. I mean, it could probably at least double, triple up from here with like nothing. My biggest question is if CZ's behind it, you don't really know. This is something you want to think about too. You don't really know what money they have as a project and then what money's in their market cap. That's totally different. You know, they could have a treasury somewhere with quite a bit of money in it. If they're dealing with CZ and he's involved in any way, how he wouldn't give $500 million like it was a cup of water, I don't know. It does beg some questions. Let's go to Crypto Rank. Or actually, there was one project we really wanted to look at. So Blues Guy says TikToks of people speculating that. I have not seen any posts from CZ other than Lifer talking about it too. But didn't he say like somebody saw the post? He said like somebody made 11 grand in the 99, his Discord. And what was that about? Like, he said they saw a post. I don't know. Maybe they saw a post, somebody talking about it. But at the end of the day, CZ has it on his Twitter as one of his links here. So, I mean, it's not like he's denying it. but I don't see a post unless he deleted it. Supra. What is Supra? Let's go right down. It's infrastructure. It's an Oracle. It's a layer 1. It's DeFi AI or Def AI. It's made in the USA. It's in Amico's brands portfolio. I know I didn't really want to copy that. It is its own layer 1. It has $52.2 million in its market cap. And speaking of giggles, if I'm going to take a shot on something, I like a $24 million market cap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can get behind that. So I'm long on giggles just in case it moons. Yes, someone saw a tweet about it in the kid long. Nice. I don't know what he did with that tweet. Did he delete it? Does he have another account? I mean, he's got 10.2 million, so it's hard to believe he has a bigger account than that. Supra Labs, the first in all multi-VM, multi-virtual machine layer 1 built on Supra decentralized applications, Move virtual machine mainnet is live. So it looks like maybe they're trending and pumping off of this news. Only 321.8 thousand followers, so they have quite a few followers. Pinpost got 332,000. It was just Pinpost a couple of days ago. That'll probably double in a couple of days' time. Sometimes what a person needs is just one more piece. And again, this Supra, its market cap is pretty small. 52 million, not a lot for an infrastructure project. Infrastructure projects tend to pull quite a bit of money if they're legitimate, if they really provide value. All right, let's go to their website. So who's enjoying the stream right now? Throw a 333 in the chat if you are enjoying the stream. Just let me know you guys are alive. It's Saturday night. Let me know that you didn't, party too hard and then pass out on me. So Supra built the future of finance with automated DeFi. I feel like we looked at this the other day. But could we have? How long has it been out? What's the max chart say? The survey says the 26th. Man, it had a killer pump and it's just done like nothing. Usually it starts here and does nothing, as the VC and early investors dump on everybody. But yeah. Very interesting. At least it pumped first before it dumped. But it's gone sideways. It hasn't done much. Is it just consolidating? It hasn't been out very long, so it's really hard to kind of like judge it too harshly. Oh, wait. Did I mess that up? Yeah, November 26, 2024. This thing has been out for a minute. I don't know. I was thinking 2025. I don't know. I messed that all up. But anyways, you get the point. 100 billion in max supply, 18.6 billion in its circulating supply. Supra. And it's trending. So where do we usually find a lot of coins? The trending can be nice. The trending, it's almost like they're all tools. You got to know how to use them. So for the trending, it's kind of like day after day after day. If there's a coin and it's trending and you got into it, maybe before it was really trending, you want to see it trending day after day after day. But where we tend to find a lot of gems is really in the top gainers. Because a lot of things will have tiny market caps, $2, $3, $4 million market caps, and then like double or triple, which is not a lot of money in a market cap, but it will show up in our top gainers. Why does this look so different? Okay, there's the top losers under that. Okay, cool. And Blues Guy, what was the token that you were talking about with the XRP and stuff? Was that the FTN? Was that this one right here? Fast token, FTN. All right, we have Atom 1. Atom 1 is the biggest gainer at this moment, up 129%. Let's take a look at it, see what it is. Atone is the ticker. Down 70% on the max chart. Looks like it's been out since February 20th. Only $59.4 million in its market cap. In my opinion, anything under $100 million market cap is still quite small if it's going to get big attention. Max supply is infinite. Not my favorite thing to see. I would probably say that every time. I do apologize. It's a layer 1 and a layer 0. Been seeing a lot of layer 1s built We're going to have to do another deep dive of layer ones, just skip all the big layer ones that we already went over and get right into the small layer ones. Historically, layer ones have always been the better gainers. Does that mean that, past equals future? No, but a lot of times it rhymes. I'm sure you've heard that before. Hit that like, share, subscribe if you love crypto. Discord link in the Discord if you're just hopping in. It's Underground Crypto Deep Dive Research Show where we are always deep diving and researching. Usually Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. New York time, but we're doing a little weekend live to see how it goes. The secure community-driven interchain hub. So Atomic One is a community-driven, constitutionally governed blockchain designed to prioritize security, decentralization, and innovation within the Cosmos ecosystem. There's a little nugget to remember, serving as a minimal fork for the Cosmos hub. It supports IBC and ICB for scalable interchain solutions. Governance and decision making, so we know it has to do with governance. The economic model, dual token model, single fee token for IBC and ICS. Those are probably the two tokens. Probably a good bet. Photon server. This is all on Cosmos. Dynamic treasury management. I wanted to say magnet. Security and scalability. I mean, we see this a lot with the other things, but just because it says security and scalability, then you kind of want to know, well, how is it doing that? So interchain security enhanced, streamlined shard shard deployment with containerization to contain, right? So it uses shards to deploy, and then it contains those, focusing consumer chain on application logic, while Atom 1 ensures consensus and networking. They threw me a word salad there. We had to unjumble that a little bit. Explore the chain's activity. Block time 5.8 seconds. Let's see what else matters here. Active validators 77. That's like the whole chain is 77 validators. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's too bad. Hasn't been out very long. The Atone token distribution was approved by the GovGen community with 40.56 votes. So they did a vote. This has been launched through governance. Blue Sky says Flare Network. I have a gut feeling huge it will be. I was just about to say Yoda, and you killed it with already bringing that up. So I was on Twitter. Flare has a lot of news, and especially they are the only one staking XRP. That, at my opinion, is huge. I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of people would love to stake their XRP. It's one of my bigger holdings. I would like to stake XRP. I don't know why staking, I know staking for the most part is very safe, especially if it's on chain. I still hate doing it. I hate locking it up if I want to move it in a minute's notice, but then, it's years that I've been sitting on it. I should have been staking it. Not that you could with XRP, but plenty of other things. That's why I do like Coinbase's easy staking ability. Even the chart looks like it's about to do like XRP did when it was pennies. Yeah, I hope I don't regret not getting into that. And he says Flare Network. We will go to that next. I do want to look at that. Anyways, this is Atom 1. I just wanted to break it down. Wanted to see what it was. It's its own layer 1. It has to do with governance, right? We covered that. It's a layer 0. What is a layer 0? Crypto IQ check. We went over it. We deep dived it. Were you here? Do you remember what a layer 0 is? 49 cents for Atom 1. And yeah, and again, it's only been around since February 20th, 2025, and it's mostly downtrend, downtrend, and then a nice move, a starting nice move there. Let's hop back over to the hour. As much changed, just Aster getting a little bit of a pump there, as it had kind of fallen down. We saw that on the stream just a little bit ago. Lifer's weekend night stream. All right, let's pop back. What do we got? BitLight. And it has a ticker light. There was another project that was all about AI agents that had the ticker light. I think it's odd when you see projects with the same ticker coming out around the same time. It's one thing when it has a ticker light, you know, from 4 years ago and a new project comes out, uses the ticker, the other one's not been doing anything, that's one thing. But when you see them in close, you know, succession, it's kind of odd. So let's look at the Flare network. So the Flare network is FLR, right? So does it not have any relation to this FTN? Let me pull up the Discord for a second and take a look, because I know you said something about it earlier, or somebody did. I know I always go back to look for something and then like I can't find it, and I'm like, am I just making this up? What is going on? Where did I see that? Oh, and I still need to go over this BSX. Sorry if somebody was waiting for me to do that and I hadn't done it yet. I will take a look at that. That'll be next. Please remind me if for some reason I forget about it. See, somebody, Mellis just hopped in here at 10:50. What's up, Mellis? You must be watching. I appreciate you hopping in the Discord. And of course I can't find it right now. I will give one other place I want to look real quick, and if I don't see it there, then that's that. Okay, no, he was talking about Flare has the FXRP. Alright, so I'm not crazy. Let's hop over to the main hangout. Alright, so let's get back to what we were doing, right? So it was Flare, and no connection to the FT in Tokyo I was just talking about. And how's Flare doing? Let's look at it on the 3-month chart. Alright, almost looks a little immish there. 1 month. Took a big head and shoulders. 7-day. Yeah, I see kind of that atom into potentially an Eve. 24-hour. Man, it took a large dump in the last 24 hours. So what do you think of that, Blue Sky, that it took like kind of a big dump in the last 24 hours, the Flare token? Now, are you speculating that the Flare token will get a pump off of this news? Because when you do staking, are you going to get paid in XRP? Are you going to get paid in Flare as far as staking? Or is it going to be like USDT or USDC? Definitely let me know what your thoughts are about that. And let's look at this BSX, or is it BX? Oh man, let me go back. It's BSX. Okay, so we got it right. Let's take a look at this token. So Mellis Williams, hello at Underground Crypto. I'm watching. Good informational streams you do. Thank you, sir. Hey, thank you for being here, and thank you for dropping some kind words, and I really appreciate you commenting. A lot of people, I see them come through and they're afraid to comment. You weren't one of them, so some big MVP points to you. I appreciate you being here. Now let's look at MSX as it was brought up in the Discord, and anybody who hasn't joined the Discord, the link is in the description. $25.7 million in its market cap, up 467%. Very small market cap, just like that other coin that we looked at, Giggles. If that narrative's gonna run, I feel very comfortable getting in at a real small market cap like that. Sorry, I got like a nose hair bothering me. The chart looks odd. You know, this very squarish pattern. A lot of time that's not a good look, but sometimes it does definitely happen when you have a new project or a project with low volume. So January 15th, 2025. So not too crazy long ago. And it hasn't done a whole lot. It's had some nice moves, some nice pumps, and then it gives it back. And then it just had this ginormous pump. So what is it? It's on the base blockchain. Looks very base, BSX. I mean, that seems very base-ish of a ticker. Perpetuals. Okay, Coinbase futures. Well, perpetuals is the hot narrative until it's not the hot narrative. So we do need to pay attention to perpetuals. BSX network. So Blue Sky says if you stake XRP, you gain yield on your XRP. They'll use the platform, which will be secured and insured. I think it's about to be huge gains, just like XLM will. They are coiled up. All right. So when you're playing that play, you're investing in Flare. Do I have that correct? That's the token you would be speculating on, or are you just excited to stake it and then get some rewards? Does this mean all the attention XRP will pump? So BSX network, performant, trade, earn, borrow all chains with the best in class liquidity built and backed by Base. And talking about liquidity, talking about Base, where is a lot of the liquidity on Base? Aerodrome. Been talking about that one for a while. Obviously, I'm not going to take credit for it. Lifer is the one who really put it on my radar. Stake, govern, and secure BSX through BSX. So you can buy it, you can start staking, Mexi Global, Gate.io, Uniswap for your decentralized exchange. And let's launch the app. Let's look at the product. We've done so much of looking at the interface for these. We should do a pretty good job of comparing them. Now you can use wrapped WST ETH. How many letter combinations can you put before ETH? That is the question. All right, checking the chat there. I mean, it looks all right. It looks pretty good. Let's see how many different pairs they have. They have quite a few pairs. I'm not gonna say they have tons and tons and tons of pairs, but they have some. So Blue Sky says, I love the idea. Love what XRP is doing and love what XLM is doing. I buy when I see opportunities, huge opportunities. I'm not here for pennies. Yeah, absolutely understood. Me as well. So they have some decent pairs. It's not a ton of pairs, but they'll probably keep adding. I mean, this thing is new. It's hot. You almost have to wonder, is it easy to get the codes and things for that interface and set them up? I would think that the interface maybe would be easy to copy, but the market makers and liquidity and stuff, that doesn't seem like it would be easy to copy. January 16, 2025, not that long, up 100% on the max chart now that it took off like in the last 24 hours. And had this big pump, and it's done not a lot of anything since then but hold, which is good. And then it's kind of gotten a little choppy there, a little squarish, which is odd to see. 1 billion. So let's talk about tokenomics. So we have 1 billion tokens, 256.1 million in circulating supply. Let me hit this water. I don't think I've drank anything in this last over an hour. Definitely needed that. Hopefully everybody didn't leave. I'm just joking. So yeah, there we are. That was BXS. I must have went too far back. Let's go back. Let's go forward back. Let's look at their Twitter. Because I mean, this is definitely on the radar. Again, if there's a time to get into a project, like if this is going to be a perpetual DEX that runs up to $1 billion, $25.7 million is a great time to get in. That's just factual. And I'm not saying it will run to that because I have absolutely no idea. Oh yeah, we were just here. No, I wanted to look at their Twitter. That's what it was. All right, so 52,000 followers. That's not too small. Followed by Dog and Me. Always shout out to Dog and Me. Dog and Me was the first crypto project to reach out to me when I first did pre-recorded videos. It was mostly by coincidence. They were a very small project. They are still pretty small of a project. And for whatever reason, they saw that I had put something out about them. We distributed the reward token to the creator program winners and distributed the Epoch 17 points. Okay. So maybe they were in like a private beta or something for a while. That was September 24th. So just a few days ago, 27,000 impressions, about half of their followers. There's some scam stuff going around here. Join the Discord for the best support from our team. Please watch out, guys. I mean, that's 24/7 every day. If you're in this space, there are always scammers. Don't be surprised if, even my very small channel gets some people. If I'm messaging you, I'm probably not messaging you, especially if I don't know you, especially if I don't talk to you on the stream. Like, I think the only person who I've private messaged so far was Blues Guy, because he was showing me some stuff about his gig that he did when he missed one of the shows, and he did a gig and he wanted to show me. And aside from that, I haven't messaged, I don't think, anybody, at least privately. So yeah, just keep that in mind, anybody who's listening. If your favorite influencer, who's huge, is sending you private messages, that should really send a red flag off in your mind. Okay, so I mean, they definitely have 52,000. All right, I think we've covered everything on this that there really is to cover. Let's go. I want to look at, this is kind of random, but it's Saturday night, so I should be able to look at something random, right? Let's look at XRP Turbo. It's up 1.1% in the last 24 hours. I mean, for me, I mostly want to see that this thing is held a little bit. I've been looking at its chart, so I definitely know that it's had a little bit of pullbacks, but it did it when everything else did it, right? It did it when the whole market was pulling back. So nothing all that crazy to me, but it does look like it might pull back some more, which kind of sucks. But without the excitement, especially excitement around XRP, this was an extremely small coin. I mean, it's literally back to where I speculated on it. It had at one point kind of pumped up a little bit. Let's go to the 3-month maybe. Yeah, we had some nice pumps and it's pulled back. It doesn't look like anything crazy. There's not enough liquidity here to really dump it. Yeah, Blues Guy, you're hilarious. Says, can you send me your XRP and I will send it back to you ×2. Yeah, that was a great scam. It really was. And they'd say like, send me $1, I'll double it. And you'd send them $1, they'd double it. And they'd be like, okay, now send me $10, I'd double it. And then they'd send you $20. And then they're like, all right, send me $100. And you send them $100 and they just never reply ever again. And XRT, like, again, I only put like $200 in it, and it was it was house money to me. It was like $35 I had over in the Bitmart exchange. And, I put it into Pepe. I had a bigger Pepe bag and I sold most of it off, and that $35 turned into like $200, and then I just flipped it over into XRT because it's so small and I like the narrative and stuff. But we need altcoin season for this to matter, and we need altcoin season very focused around XRP because it is built on the XRPL ledger. So we almost couple times talked about BitLight, ticker Light. What is it? It's infrastructure. It's Binance Alpha Spotlight, so that's a good sign. Pull up their Twitter, but first, let's go over a little tokenomics. Max supply, 420 million tokens, 43 million out. Only been around since today, so this thing is brand new. $50 million market cap. I mean, you could literally just have it in 24 hours. You get a little bit more accurate, but it is what it is. Not a lot of history here. No website. Website says white paper. It's a very odd website to have. Said, I got scammed once, lost mini XRP. Grateful though, live and learn, detachment. Yeah. And some people even call it the price of tuition. You know, that was the price of learning. I definitely am very skeptical of just about everything. I treat everything like it is a scam until I know that it's not, which pretty much means I don't interact with it and I'm not giving them any information, and I don't care what they say. I mean, what seems to be the big thing now is all of those text messages. I mean, Crypto Lifer said that somebody he knew really well, somebody who's been in the group for a while, they must have been older. That's the only thing I can think about. Got a text, and I get one of these texts almost every day. It says like somebody tried to get into your Coinbase, and then they give you like a phone number in the text message. They give you like a phone number, and you're supposed to call it, and they give you like a case number, and then you're supposed to talk. Those people are all scammers. I know they're scammers from the first time I got that, because when Coinbase does actually text you, one, it looks totally different, and two, they don't give you a phone number to call. That's ridiculous. Mamo, what is this? Is that a meme coin? No, it's AI agents, and Def AI, or DeFi. They threw A in it. It's kind of smart marketing there. Mamo Bot, that's the website. Oh my goodness. I looked at this. When did I look at this? Man, I looked at this a while ago. I think I did it in like one of my first or second deep dives that I ever did. I'm going to read Blues Guy's chat here. It says, during C19, as a Canadian, we couldn't leave, so I bought fake C9 passports on Telegram. The guy looked legit. I sent him XRP, but never received passport. Yeah, he got you. That's definitely a live and learn moment. But sometimes, in the heat of desperation, I bet he got a lot of people who would have normally never have gone. They were like, it's just a little bit of money. I'll go ahead and try to get one, because who knows if I'll need it. And, if that guy would have had a little bit of a system and actually delivered something, he probably would have made, 10 times, 100 times more money. So he also probably would have done a longer jail sentence when they caught him. Hi, I'm Mamo. Smart with money, easy on the nerves. So this is an AI agent. I think he's going to invest for you, create a Mamo account, deposit some funds, watch your money grow. I throw $10 in here and see if Mamo can do anything with it. That sounds fun. Who else wants to do this with me and just give Mamo like $10 and see what he can work with? He's got to show me he can get it out the mud. Said, oops, man, I shouldn't have said that. Apologize. Just be mindful. All scammers are real. Is it because of the whole, letter 19 thing? I don't know how bad they're really killing on that. I've seen a lot of channels say it openly now. No big deal. I mean, Google is even talking about giving back a lot of channels for people that got suppressed. So if that's what you're talking about, I don't know how much we have to worry about. I'm not going to sit here and just like repetitively say it all the time. And I never know what I have to worry about, Can I say the president's name? Is that a problem? I don't think it is anymore. I think those days are gone. But who else wants to fire this thing up and put $10 in it with me and see where it goes? I'm going to keep this up. That could be a fun thing to do in the Discord. We'll make a spot about it. It's got $32.4 million. I mean, if it could turn a profit, I could see people dumping way too much irresponsible amounts of money, because the allure of a bot making money for you is just too hard for some people to pass up, and some people have too much money to burn. So let's go back. I don't know what my watch is telling me it's time for me to stand up. I've been standing up for like almost 2 hours. What is it talking about? AI agents are booming. What do you think, Underground? I think I hold quite a bit of them. That's what I think. I think I hold quite a bit of them in a Slowflare wallet that used to be worth like $2,000. I might have bought the top. I didn't buy the exact top, but I might have bought the top of the AI agent hype. That's when I started moving some funds. It really hadn't been running that long. I thought we were going to get quite a bit more out of it. Man, Lifer talks about it a lot. Man, have they just really made this such a crappy bull run? I mean, will this forever be remembered as like the crappiest bull run we ever had? I mean, money was made. I'm not down. I bought in the bear market like I was supposed to do. But, man, I hope that we get like a crazy euphoric bull off top or a super cycle, one or the other. And I hope it's not a super cycle, because then you don't know when to sell, and I might hold and then not get a super cycle. It's just very, I wouldn't say it's stressful, but it's something you got to worry about. I'm not going to let it stress me out. You know, I made money. I'm not going to let it go to zero before at least double and triple in my money, but it's a lot of time to get nothing but a triple. So YG Rel says, thank you for all the work you do. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you popping in. One of my best friends, one of my really good friends. So like a brother to me. I say best friends and stuff. I mean, literally, you know, I consider him my brother. I know his whole family. I appreciate you showing up, man, and supporting me. I know you're really busy. So UX Link, 17 cents, almost 18 cents. BTC halving in 6 months. Is that legitimate? Why does that not sound right, but at the same time, I think you're right. Don't we usually get the halving? Wait, shouldn't the halvings are 4 years apart, right? It's like things I know, like, and I take for granted, and then you say that, and I'm just like, what is going on? So Keaton Bailey, who has definitely been here before, says deep dive stable. Keaton, I don't know if you've been here for a lot of streams. We have talked a lot about stable. I actually just went on a whole rant about stable coins earlier in the show. I appreciate you hopping in. Orphan says, I hope. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's go chat GPT that. When is the next BTC halving? Because that doesn't. Now you're making me doubt myself, but I'm pretty confident that it's not anytime soon. Don't know what I'm typing. Why am I typing this when I have voice to text? I like never type this stuff anymore. I got the mic and voice to text. Come on. Why is this not cooperating? Yeah, so the next halving is expected April 17th, 2028. Not exactly sure, Orphan, where you got the next halving in 6 months. Maybe you're just really smart and you said that because you knew it would make me go actually pull it up. But yeah, it definitely happens every 4 years. And we had one right before the quote-unquote bear market started, right when Bitcoin really did a whole bunch of move. A lot of people said it moved way too early and that was going to mess up the whole cycle. In hindsight, I mean, they weren't wrong. It definitely messed up the entire cycle. It was all ETF-fueled news, you know, all that good stuff. Arbitrum contract. We have Twitter. They don't have a YouTube, do they? No, they don't. It's SocialFi. UX Link. All they have is SocialFi. Max chart is what we really want to look at here. It looks pretty ugly. July 16, 2024. $2.13. I'm not super bullish on SocialFi. It just, nobody seems to get it right. I mean, I've been bullish thinking that somebody was really going to nail SocialFi for crypto, and I think that it would be great. I don't know if there's enough people in crypto to really have like a booming social media. Like most of crypto social media goes on Twitter. I mean, you have to almost make something better than Twitter. I don't know. Zara does not seem like it is it. I dealt with it a little bit, looked at it, made an account, made like one post. Ain't nothing going on. Just like a bunch of people grabbing generated images off of ChatGPT and then throwing it at the wall over there and hoping that it becomes worth money. Doesn't seem like the way to go to me. Let's check out their Twitter. I don't know. One of the best things as far as, I don't want to say the best thing we looked at tonight, but I really thought Giggles was interesting. I like where it's at, $24 million in market cap. I mean, that's pretty good. Blues Guy says, maybe this time is different, LOL Super Cycle. Oh, man, the dreaded words. But at some point, it probably will be different as long as if we're talking about the 4-year cycle. But when it'll be, I don't know. Things are moving around the world. It could go either way. But I'm a positive, happy Blues Guy, so I think it's going to the moon. I'm pretty confident it will at some point. When that's going to happen, I don't know. So UX Link is an AI-powered Web3 social platform and infrastructure where super dApps take off. Now, when it comes to it, the best thing that I feel like I saw is a project that isn't out yet called Hannah. And they wanted to just integrate into the social medias that are already there. That makes more sense to me. I mean, we have social media. We have several social medias. So what are they going to do in a crypto-based, decentralized social media that is going to provide more value? What is going to make it so much better that all the flocks of people are going to, I mean, at least 50% are going to go over there? I don't know. I don't see it. 801.5 thousand followers. What is this, like all of Japan? It's a joke. I'm just saying that because it has a bunch of letters that I can't read. I don't know what they are. They look like they're Japanese to me. Security notice. Token migration. Does have one of those. This token is recently, has confirmed. Oh, UX Link has confirmed a security breach involving a multi-signature wallet, resulting in a significant amount of cryptocurrency being illicitly transferred to exchanges. For more information. Well, that sucks. I hate to see when that happens to a project. Let's go, the last 7 days? This must have been when it happened, right? They sold off a bunch of it. I mean, if they can get you, they're going to get you. Well, we might as well run away from this because that's probably not going to do anything. It did say Tokyo, so it probably wasn't that far off, right? Punk strategy, we have looked at that. Nosana, Concordium, that's not new. Ice Network, I see that pumping quite a bit. We've looked at Ice Network before. Siren, that's got to be like a meme coin, right? Alpine, let's look at Alpine because I know Lifer brought it up. I don't know if it was a super chat or something or if he organically brought it up. I don't know. It's up 198.3% in the last 7 days. Looks like most of that's in the last 24 hours. No, only 11% in the last 24 hours. $66.6 million in its market cap. Only 40 million max supply with only 11.3 of that out. Sports. Okay. Fan token. Binance Launchpad. Sports can be a good category, I guess. It depends on if they have good partnerships, right? And we are rolling into midnight. Shout out to everybody who's here. I don't know if that means we'll get more people because it's midnight or if more people will hop out. I don't know, but I appreciate everybody who's here. I don't know what time it is where you are. Maybe it's not midnight where you are. So Binance Fan Token. F1. So is this F1 races? It's got to be, right? Alpine Fan Tokens will be airdropped to the community. This is another airdrop opportunity. This is probably why this thing is trending. Market cap's kind of small, in my opinion. It's under 100 million, which could be a good time to get some tokens airdropped. I mean, if they're free, they're free, so it doesn't really matter when you get them. And what do I got to do to get these tokens? Airdrop B, 80,000 Alpine to be airdropped to the Binance community. Man, it seems like if you're not like staking some Binance and getting some free stuff from Binance, I don't know what you're doing. AKA me, I don't know what I'm doing. Booze Guy says it's 10 p.m. here. Well, it's glad it's not midnight for you. I don't know if that means you'd be hopping off, but if it's earlier, it's better because then people aren't going to want to leave. Always got to remember that, you know, not the same time everywhere. It's easy to live in a smaller place. See a couple more people hopping on. If you're just now hopping in, drop a comment. Let us know that you're here. Underground Crypto Deep Dive Research Show going on the weekends. We don't normally do weekends, but maybe we will now. Maybe I'll just live stream every day and you know, go after that real lifer motivation. Real, what is real? And as we get to some of these things that are a little farther down, we're just kind of going to hop through it quick. Lending and borrowing protocol, RWA protocol. This is RWA's centralized, centralfi, so not DeFi, the opposite of DeFi. $74 million in its market cap. Max chart says it's been around since September 24th, 2025, so like 4 days ago. Not very long. I have to be up at 4 a.m. though. Ouch. Well, I appreciate you being here. You know, you hop out whenever you want to. Don't feel like I'm holding you here. You're always supporting, and I greatly appreciate it. I don't want to mess up what you got going on in life, brother. So 4,000 followers. Got the gold check mark. 269,000 impressions on the pinned post from September 23rd with only 4,000 followers. Boy, that seems organic, doesn't it? Seamless liquidity for real world values. All right, let's get ourselves over to that website. Website says, there's the website. About to go back to their Twitter. Real world value locked on chain. Let's launch that app. No, I don't want to do any of that. Like, I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to link nothing. All right, well, sorry, we're not doing that. We will get way too many websites for me to be making an account, registering, and giving my email to every single one of them. That's just too much. Maybe we can get a glimpse of what it looks like. I want to see what the platform looks like. It was real world assets, trade with leverage. So it's interesting because it's almost in that same narrative as perpetual DEX and derivatives, but it's RWAs, which is cool. I mean, we need platforms. It does set them apart, and that does make it different because, man, there's a lot of competition right now for those perpetual DEXs. There's like a new one popping up every day. So real 93 million market cap, all-time high at the moment, and pumping. Yeah, I mean, and you can tell that it's trending too. So let's go to like the 7-day. Hold on, wait. He says real $93 million market cap, and sometimes when I look at different places, it gives me different numbers. This is saying $74 million in market cap, and then he says all-time high at the moment in pumping. Not the coin that I'm looking at, Blue Sky. And I've done it a million times where I get a different token. No shame in that. Yeah, it came out at 14 cents September 24th. And we can go down here to the all-time high. So all-time low was 24 hours ago. And the all-time high was 3 days ago. Hold up. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's more closer to the all-time low than the all-time high. But there's probably another token called Real. I wouldn't doubt that for a second. And let's keep moving. Launch coin on Believe. Comedian ban. EGL1. Swift coin. I don't know if I have the bandwidth to go over all these ones. And you know what? We really didn't even make it over here. Let's just take a quick scan. Hannah is one that's on my radar. I want to make a video on Hannah, but man, I got to get through these other videos. I really should probably... All right. I'm going to have to put this in the Discord. Everybody who watched the Lightning video that I did, everybody said they pretty much enjoyed it. I didn't really get a lot of negative feedback. I did have a hater post on one of my, who watched one of these live streams, and it was just so funny. It's like the only like negative comment I've gotten. He's just like, the people don't want you to be repetitive or something like that. And I'm like, you realize this was a live stream, right? And it was probably repetitive because I had people coming in the chat asking for stuff we had already been over. It's a live stream. It's not supposed to be all polished. But anyways, the videos that I'm doing, you know, I'm trying to edit them and make them look real nice, really trying to hold retention so people will really watch to the end. And I'll get the sub, you know, that kind of thing, and get the watch hours that I, you know, need to get monetized. But it's taking a crazy amount of time to do all that editing. And like, I'm not a pro at editing, but I mean, I know what I'm doing. I've done it enough. Made over 200 and something videos for the channel. So like, I'm not a complete novice, but I might have to switch the way I'm doing them so that I can crank them out faster. More like how I used to do them. They used to take me like 2-3 hours, 4 hours to put out a video. Now it's taking me like, like 11 hours to put out a video. And I don't know if that's sustainable. Now, if the value's there and you guys really like the production and they're funner to watch and they keep your attention, then I'll keep doing it. But if not, then I'm going to have to switch it up. But anyways, Hannah is one I really want to talk about. I'll pull it up for a second here. It's got a couple of things going for it that I really like. One, the token's like not out yet. Or is it? Is Hannah live yet? Let's go to markets. Okay. When did this thing go live? Last time I had looked at it, it wasn't live. So we need to get on this because this is one that I have been watching. I like the narrative. This is the one I was talking about when it comes to SocialFi. They're just looking to basically integrate, right, into most social medias. So it came out on the 26th. How did I not know about that? I must not be subscribed to them on Twitter, which honestly I've been doing so much. I have not been going to Twitter and really diving it like I normally would. Yeah, we need to make sure I follow them on Twitter. Please follow me, Underground Crypto, with the blue check mark. I follow a lot of these, things, and normally I'm pretty good about looking and sharing. I just shared something. Let's go to the profile. I just shared something from Lightning. We've been talking about Lightning. If you follow me, then you don't have to worry about following so many other things. So in case anyone missed it, we added direct USDC deposit bridge from Hyper EVM last week. We are now supported Ethereum, Arbitrum, Solana, Base, Avalanche, Hyper EVM for deposits, Ethereum, and Arbitrum for withdrawals. So that's some news. Definitely keeps them relevant, keeps them going there. So let's see. Let's catch up on the chat. I have Real Link on MEXC. So Real Link is a different token, I'm assuming. People will come and go. The right people will stay. Amen to that. There's always haters, unhappy people. Your videos are amazing. The quality is great. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I realize that. I wasn't tripping about it too much. Appreciate you looking out for me, though. I wasn't really tripping about it. I just thought it was funny. I commented back like, this was a live stream, correct? And I don't know if they may never respond. I've dealt with haters plenty, both in my life and also doing this YouTube channel, so they don't faze me at all. Most of them are not even real. It's like the modern day equivalent of like, when they would tell you got to get up and do a speech in front of everybody and it's like the classic thing. You'd be so nervous. They tell you, imagine everybody's in their underwear because it'll somehow make you. I've never really tried it, but it's never worked for me either. Probably because I've never tried it. That's without saying. But anyways, it's like the digital equivalent is I just imagine everybody who puts a hateful comment is a bot, not a real person. It works well because it makes me not really very attached to what they say. So this kept happening to me the other day when I tried to look at Hannah. It would take me to this website. And I didn't like that. When I go to the website on CoinGecko, it takes me to a different website. Oh, no, now it takes me to the same website. Okay, I don't know what's going on. So when I go to their Twitter and then I go to the website, it takes me to a different website. Somehow I got to the website that I really liked. All right, I give up. Same website. I was at a different landing page and it was really nice. Let's go to notifications. So Andre M just followed me. He must be watching the show. Shout out to you. Thank you for the follow. It is super hard to. Speaking of bots, I feel like almost all the interactions for the smaller accounts on Twitter are bots. Opened Hannah way too many times. Let's close some of these tabs. So anyways, Hannah had some great narratives. Oh, I think I have to go to the about, right? Okay, now that's gone. It's very weird for a token that just launched. Why will we be getting... Do I need to just scroll down? They had a really great website. I don't know why they changed it out for this. So from Web3 to Web4, they had some good narratives. Network, Web4, hyper-casual finance. I hadn't heard that term coined very much. Will replace centralized exchanges as gateways. They wanted to be on and off ramps. They wanted to work with Twitter and all these different things for integration. Oh, Blues Guy says that's me, brother. Okay, awesome, man. Well, shout out to you regardless. Appreciate you following me over there. Yeah, I really liked what Hannah Network was doing. I don't like that they're really awesome looking website. It's just whatever that was. It's just mostly shilling depositing. So entertainment, SocialFi NFTs. It's got the YZI Lab portfolio in the Binance Alpha Spotlight. So, they got some strong backing. I really wish I knew what the website was. And what was the market cap? 14 million. Man, this thing is small. But with it being really based around SocialFi, that's where I'm like, I don't know how much I want to get into it. But I mean, it's been trending and trending and trending for days prior to it actually launching. This thing only launched in September 26th. We'd definitely be talking about it for more than 2 days. I should probably put dates down on my notes. Should probably have my notepad out. But if I put dates on it, I know exactly when. So I'm going to start doing that. Yeah. So Hannah, I think, is looking pretty good. I love small market caps. For me, who wants to always turn a little bit of money into a lot of money, I love some of these small market cap plays. I'm sure this thing could easily double. But will it? I mean, there's no guarantee there. All right, we talked about that. Let's look at the top losers. This fast token, Dora, Akito. We talked about Akito yesterday. The Syndicate reminds me of another coin that I wanted to make sure I looked at, which is SYN Futures F. And it's so funny, I brought it up on Crypto Lifer's channel. He definitely got like the ticker right and everything, but the chart he was looking at was totally different. Like, it was just beat to the ground and it was just junk, and he was just like, why are you bringing up this trash? And I'm just like, I don't know, the chart I'm looking at doesn't look like that, So I don't know. I didn't feel no type of way about it, like in any kind of negative way. Just felt stupid. Like, am I on the wrong thing? What is going on? Now everybody thinks I'm super chatting trash. I don't dwell on it, but I was just like, what is going on here? Because I mean, doesn't that look like it pumped and it flagging out and it's gonna pump some more? I was trying to put it on everybody's radar. It was down at like it was a little bit higher. It was probably, pull up the market cap. Yeah, it was like right here around like 37 million, and it's pulled back a little bit. If we pulled some fibs on that, we'd probably get a nice golden pocket retracement. Could even go to the 786. But yeah, maybe he had it on the 7-day. He wasn't out far enough. I don't know. I think he was on like the max chart, But I mean, it popped and then it flagging out. I'm not a master TA, but he definitely had a different chart than I had. Synthetics, mini SYN tickers. Now he got it right though. Like, he had SYM futures with F as the ticker. I just don't know. Like, that's what he typed in, and I saw him click on something like that, and then he got like a different chart. It's whatever. It's no big deal. I super chat on there every day, so no big deal. And it isn't his fault by any means. Time to peak for having increased each cycle. 18 months last cycle, 17 9 days current. I think we can still peak after a messy shakeout last cycle. The low hit March 2020, 2 months before the peak. MB, it was Synapse. Maybe it was Synapse. It could have been. The chart looked terrible. I mean, if we pulled up Synapse, just for the heck of it, let's do it. Synapse. Yeah. And we want it on the max chart. Yeah, this has to be what he pulled up, because this looked a lot like it. Like, it was just beat to the ground. There was no pump, no flagging out, And, yeah, maybe this is what it was. SYN, yeah. And I tried to super chat again to even correct it the next day. And, oh, well. Hopefully it pumps and I'm vindicated, and he'll be like, oh, yeah, you did talk about that. It doesn't matter. All right, so where were we? We were on Crypto Rank. So let's talk about this Tweet Scout. Now let's refresh it. So we got the latest information. Wow, sharp dive. Sometimes there'll be sharp dives in the viewership, and then it'll like quickly come back. And I don't know if people actually left or if like YouTube just doesn't know what it's doing. And it was right when we hit the 2-hour mark. Very weird. I get it now when I hear Lifer talk a lot about it. Maybe it's because I was talking about something else. I don't know, but you get some of the sauce here. We have this app called tweetscout.io. It's pretty cool. It has some different things here. You can go to the main, the top 100, trending in early projects. So we're going to go to early projects and maybe we're going to find some sauce here and you will be glad that you stuck around. Yeah, see, we're popping back up quick. I don't know what happened there. They kicked people out. So it gives us like a level. It gives us like it's like a credibility level. Then they have a score. They give us the total followers. I mean, they put quite a bit of sauce here, right? So what is this? And then they even give us a description, which saves us from necessarily having to go look at every single one. This says official SSC Napoli X account, whoever that is. And then the rest of it's in another language. With it saying Napoli, it must be Italian, right? Or I guess it could be somewhere over in Asia. I don't know. Mole blockchain. Level unknown. Let's take a look at that. What is mole blockchain? This is somewhere where you could probably find some real sauce. And I got to get these glasses off. No, I don't actually wear glasses. These are the Meta Ray-Bans. I usually use them for filming and stuff. I actually have another channel, which I haven't been working on much, that goes with my other business, reselling. I probably will be doing a lot more with that. But I got to get this dialed in. You know, I got to nail this first. If I'm not nailing this, then I probably won't get over to that other channel. I said what I said wrong last cycle. Low didn't hit 2 months before peak. 18 months, my bad. So if I follow you, Orphan, you're saying that it was 18 months. Sorry, I'm a little bit confused about what you were saying, but I appreciate you being here, and I will figure it out. You can feel free to connect me. Orphan, are you in the Discord? I feel like you are, but maybe you're not. So a mole is built upon the data structure of block lattice, decoupling the block and transaction. There is no block to be packed just to be freed from the shackles. Okay. Whatever that means. Wait a second. February 19th, 2019 is the pinned post or their last post? They only have 88 posts. This looks like trash. Looks like they haven't posted anything since 2019. Why in the world are they showing me this? Top trending crypto projects? They haven't posted since 2019. You gave them a score of 14. What is this? Why would you show me this? I'm offended, Tweet Scout. I thought you were better than this. It makes me not trust you. It's got an unknown level. It's got a 14 score, and they got it like second here overall of trending account. Like, what? All right, what I really wanted to look at were these early projects. That's what we're going to focus on. So you got Pack Rush and Rare Coin. One unknown, one noted, very few. Let's take a look at it. This is where we get deep in the sauce. From having to peak. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. So it's been 18 months, and we're at 7 months and 9 days? Wait, are you saying we should have the peak of the cycle this month? The rarest coin on the market, 10 million supply. I mean, there's coins with less supply than that. I only have 531 followers. I mean, can you even find this? A lot of AI generated images. I don't think that was too bad, but I always got to watch because I can get flagged for stupid stuff like that. I mean, that was mostly like somebody in a bathing suit, so I don't think that's a problem. What is the point of this? They're just rare. It's a rare supply of nothing. Is that what we're talking about here? It's on Solana. You know, this is where you rather catch an amazing win or we literally are looking at trash. A lot of times it winds up being trash. So we have a rare coin. And then what is this Pack Rush? And I'm still just new to using this Tweet Scout, so I don't know if it's really worth the time or not. I mean, this has 117 followers and 0 posts. Is it that new? Why are they showing us this? Never heard of these coins. Interesting. Yeah. And I mean, it's fun to get into the sauce where like we see, you know, very, very early on coins. I mean, this, let's just say hypothetically one of these did really well and you got it down here and it was at like, you know, $1 million market cap or something. You would be very happy about it, but most of the time you're just going to lose on these kind of things. And then it's like they want to sell you a premium plan. Well, if this is what you got for me, I don't want a premium plan. It's done pretty all right before. Like I pulled it up and lighter was like the #1 trending thing. I mean, that made sense to me. All right, we'll move on from this. I need to deep dive this on my own. I'm definitely not buying their premium plan if that's what they have to show me. Again, Mamo, we will probably see if we can open that and throw like $10 in it. I did have it pulled up to see what the biggest news cycle things. I was thinking about working some of the news in, and I'm only going to cover things that are really relevant. So crypto firm Tether eyes $500 billion valuation in major rise, Bloomberg News. Meme coins are coming to the stock market. That's interesting. And Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP tumble. Why cryptos are slumping today. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Regulatory and strategic levels, meme coin access via ETFs. I mean, this is a lot of TradFi stuff, honestly. Or more TradFi news orientated. Maybe we just don't have the best news gatherers and journalists in crypto right now. And yeah, there's a lot going on. Mamo looks cool. It does. I'll throw $10, $15, $20 in there. If they can't double it in a couple of months, then I'll withdraw it and get the heck out of there. If they let me withdraw it, if it's not a scam. Slash Vision Labs. What is that about? What is that built on? It's built on, looks like Mantle. Mantle's been pumping, right? Just kidding. I know that it's been pumping. It's been on crypto bubbles like every day. Not huge pump, but pump nonetheless. Let's go to their website. Slash card. Let's actually go down and look at it. It's a payment solution. It's the only tag that they have. So let's go take a look. Slash card, Japan's first crypto card. I'm assuming that they're in with, or you know, that they passed regulation or regulatory whatever. Japan seems very bullish on crypto. Slash card navigates the regulatory landscape of Japan. Okay, so right in line with what I was saying. I'm not crazy. Slash V Preka shop. All right, and this is very much a product for Japan. I don't think it's anything American retail is going to get real excited about, but who knows? If they're allowed to do it there, maybe they'll be allowed to do it here. We're way more friendly, and that's pretty much it. Already has 189, almost $190 million in its market cap. It's a guy going on the Twitter. So I just want to see how many followers. I'm not going to go too far into it because it looks like it's built mostly for the Japanese. 49.5 thousand followers. Pin post June 30th, 215,000. We don't even, really know what it says. Just have a quick translation. All right. It's trending, or it's one of the top gainers. How much was it up? 12%. That's not huge. Yeah, Mantle is sweet. Slash card nice. Crypto in Asia is big. It is. Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, they were into the adoption long before. I mean, how many people were living off of Axie Infinity in the Philippines, and I'm sure many other Asian countries, and other places around the world as well. It's a shame that that didn't get to keep running. I forget exactly why that came down, but it came down. Kill that. Again, Giggles Academy has a link. CZ right under. He's got 10.2 million followers. And again, Giggles is tiny. This is where a lot of times it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I guess there's a difference between, that's not it. It's just Giggle. There's a big difference between, the treasury of a project, of a company, and the coin that goes along with it and its market cap. Its market cap is probably not the treasury account. So, because how could CZ be behind this and let them only have $24 million? How is he not putting at least $100 million in it, which is like literally peanuts for him? Koreans are cooking something. Singapore is cooking with the crypto events. Yeah. I mean, isn't that where Lifer is literally headed? So, Orphan, are you from the Lifers channel? I feel like you are. I feel like I've seen you over there several times, but maybe not. All right, guys. So what else do we have to look at here? It's rolling past 2 hours. This is the weekend stream. Tempted to wrap it up, but I don't know. I drank some coffee. I'm actually pretty lit. Orphan says, "Oh yeah, yes sir. I thought so. Thought I recognized you." This Chain Opera AI, we looked at it the other day. It's up 16% on the max chart. What did it do today? Okay, so the max chart must be pretty close here. Let's go to max. Just makes it easier. Yeah, from the 25th. So this thing's been out for like 3 days. $36.2 million. It's AI, obviously, artificial intelligence, also AI applications, AI framework. It's infrastructure for AI. Let's go to their website. Chain Opera AI. Blue Sky says I'm making coffee right now. Well, I'm not going to keep you up too long, Blue Sky. Then off to bed. Yeah, you drink coffee right before you go to bed? That's wild. I don't know. Regular coffee's not that strong. I only drink like espresso. I don't know if I'm just bougie, but I like my espresso drinks from the Wawa. Nobody probably has any idea what I'm talking about unless you're in Florida. But Wawas are the truth. Best gas station. All right. Collaborative intelligence of AI networks, co-created and co-owned by the community. What is this on? Is this its own chain? I'm like, please tell me it's not a layer 1. BNB, Binance Smart Chain. Not a bad place to be. Not a bad place to be. All right. What else we got? What else are we going to look at? Do we just go play Gala games now? So I started talking about it at the end of the day. Yesterday was GameFi, of course. So Orphan says there's so many new crypto coins coming out every second out of nowhere. It's insane. Yeah. That's why you almost need a daily deep dive research show. Not to toot my own horn, but it's like you almost need to go over the stuff daily. Otherwise, you totally miss stuff. And even with going over it daily and actually having the charts pulled up and following it and stuff, it's exhausting. It's a great thing to do. It can do great things for your life. Don't get me wrong. How do I get out of this? All right, go back. But as I was starting to say, we talked about this at the end of the day. It's new layer 1s. What were they? Man, off the top of my head. Kaya was one of them. I don't know. Why am I trying to guess here? Let's go to Dark Star. And they make a bold claim. They make a bold claim that you can make like $5 a day. And I got to figure it out because I feel like I've made $0 every day that I've even messed with it. A minimum of $5 a day. That's a bold claim. We pulled it up on ChatGPT yesterday. Even ChatGPT was like, this is probably not going to live up to what they're saying. The game's not horrible. Like, the game is like decently fun, but I don't have time for decently fun games that aren't actually paying me something. Got a little lottery. Now, it does say like 100 USDT, 10 USDT, and I do have a wallet connected to it. I just don't know what wallet it is. Got to look at the contract and go figure out. It's not my MetaMask. Blues Guy says tons of cryptos to learn. Yeah, exactly. And Orphan says it's always been Bitcoin, baby. Yeah, exactly. Got some more gold. It's mostly just used for upgrades. What is this? I don't know. I don't want to give you guys anything. No, thank you. Battlefield, I got to reach level 6 where I can do that. Here's where I can upgrade. One click. This is one click. It should upgrade, right? All right, it says I can upgrade, but I can't upgrade. What's that about? And then, let's see. We can go here. Just breaking it up a little bit, playing a fun game as we are pretty late. Oh, snap. We just jumped up to 18. What's up, everybody? Who just rolled in here? Drop a comment. Say what's up. We're deep diving and researching. I just hopped on a game. Let's see. I got it pulled up. Darkstar. Let's pull up their website. It says you can make a minimum of $5 daily. We're trying to figure out how exactly we could do that. For anybody who just rolled in, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Kind of like make parts. This thing will just make you parts while you're away. And the real game, we're going to do that in just a second. I'll at least play one round. Okay, it's this Kaya. So yeah, the layer 1 was Lion and Kaya that this is built on top of. The game's really simple. It is kind of fun though. We're going to go ahead and play around real quick. Reminds me of, oh man, what is it called? What is the Space Invaders, right? It reminds me of Space Invaders. But it doesn't, it's just not top down. So, weed stocks, LOL, what? Okay, I learned about BTC when it was $100, but ignored it and bought weed stocks back. Boo-hoo. Oh man, Blue Sky. I used to listen every morning going to work. It was probably for like a year. It was like the Alex Jones, you know, if you know who that is, then you know. Show. Bitcoin was 50 cents. After about a month and a half of listening to the ad they had to buy Bitcoin on Kraken, I went and tried to do it. I think I tried to do it twice. I was young then. I don't know. I was probably 19. And I tried to figure it out. And I could not figure it out. I did not understand wallets. I didn't understand any of that stuff. And I just wanted to give them my credit card and buy it. And I should have been able to. A part of me still wonders to this day is if I had some and was really wealthy and never got access to it, because they have a policy that if you don't log into your account for 7 years, they can just take your money. So I don't know if that's what happened. I don't know if I ever actually bought it. But yeah, I tried to buy like 5-10, I think I actually tried to buy $20 worth of it back when it was 50 cents because of an ad that came on almost every day on Alex Jones' radio show that just had rolling in the mornings. And man, I'll never know if I ever got it or what. And I tried to find the account, I tried to log back in, and then it just straight up told me like, if this was over 7 years ago since you logged in, like we took it. Like, I don't know, to me that should be illegal. If I had an account with you, y'all should have to take that money to the grave. It's not your money, it's my money. Who knows? I've tried to look for it several times under the emails that I know it would have been under. And a part of me also thinks that I never actually bought it. A part of me thinks I never figured it out, that it required like a wallet and this, that, and the other. I wasn't into crypto back then, so I don't really know how it worked. I don't know if it was anything. I know it wasn't like today, but if it was like way, way more complicated and I just never actually bought it. But, you know, when it's late at night and I'm going to bed sometimes, I just think, man, what if there is a lot of money just chilling somewhere in my account that should have been mine and I should have nailed it and I didn't. So that's the type of things that keep you going, though, right? I can't let that just absolutely take me down. I'm sure everybody's got somewhat of a story like that. So let's see. Let's see what the chat says. Wasn't meant to be, bro. Yeah, plain and simple. Our time is now. Yeah, it's gotta be, because if it was meant to be, I would have it. I lost my private key. Yeah, that would suck. Definitely make sure you keep those private keys safe. Lost Bitcoin is a donation to everyone. More locked away. Increased value for Bitcoin holders. Yeah, if it was like burned, but I don't think it was. I think that Kraken just stole my money. And that's why I'll never use Kraken. I don't know if they did. That's the like kind of crappy part about it, is they might have never did anything wrong. There's too many exchanges. I don't need Kraken. I have plenty of exchanges. But they might not have did anything wrong. But I just have like a low-key grudge against them because I don't know if they just stole my money. And if I'm being 100% honest, I really do think that I never actually figured out how to buy it, and I didn't press it hard enough. And if I would have figured it out and I would have bought like $20 worth, I probably would have continued to buy a couple dollars worth, and I probably would be stupid rich. But I probably wouldn't be doing anything that I'm doing right now. Probably wouldn't have the kids that I have. You know, you got to think about that. I probably wouldn't have the wife that I have. I would have been like uber rich at like 19. Probably have a bunch of, people chasing after money. So who knows? I trust the Lord. I trust God that he's got me where I need to go. And that it is what it is. I think that's more important than a missed opportunity where I could have been really rich. And we're winding down here, so that's why I'm playing this game. See if I can beat the boss. It's almost like it's GameFi Friday again, but it's Chill Time Saturday. Just give like every day a name. Yeah, and I see somebody saying something about, I can't really look at all the chat. I will, though. Saying something about FTX, a collapse. What was the other one that collapsed, though? What was the other exchange that went down around the same time as the FTX collapse? Actually, I think it might have gone down. Voyager, that's what it was. I didn't get caught in FTX. I was watching a lot of BitBoy back then, and he would clown Sam Bankman-Fried for his haircut all the time, and it wasn't like, oh, I hated FTX and I thought, like, I just never bought it because I was already on other exchanges. I just didn't need FTX. But I was on Voyager, and they did get me with Voyager. And I have my beliefs that, like, all of that stuff was very pre-planned. I think it was all done on purpose. I think that it's what they do. Start a company, take a lot of the crypto assets, right? Then bankrupts the company, right? And then sell those assets for pennies on the dollar. Because what did they do? They had the whole repurchase and all of this. We'll give you whatever they gave you. They gave you 70% of the value of your account at the bottom of the bear market. Not when they went bankrupt, because they didn't go bankrupt at the bottom of the bear market, right? They went bankrupt more towards the very beginning of the bear market, when things would have still been worth a decent amount of money, right? And so somehow they decide when they get to give you the value of it, and then they don't even give you the value. So you got like 70% of what the value was at the bottom of the bear market, which is so lame. And then, but what did they do? They sold off all of that crypto to whoever bought it. And those people bought it for 70, probably less than 70% of the value of it at the bottom of the bear market. So I think that they just made all that up, took a bunch of customers' funds in crypto, went bankrupt, sold it to their own other big giant companies, and that's how they just accumulated a ton of crypto at the bottom of the market for nothing. I'm going to get into the chat. All right. So FTX collapse, Alameda, exchanges getting hacked, not your keys, not your crypto. Exactly. That's crazy, bro, though. Wow. 15 cents? No, 50 cents, Blue Sky. But, I mean, it might as well have been 15 cents. You know what I mean? It might as well have been. Age of Empire, my favorite. You're talking my language, Blue Sky. That's one of my favorite. Did you see that they made a complete remake of Age of Mythology? So, LOL, BitBoy went to the Bahamas trying to find Bankman-Fried. Yeah, he sure did. I went on a cruise with BitBoy to not the Bahamas. What is it? Wow, I literally can't even think about it. It was like a week cruise. It was like a crypto cruise or whatever that they did for Pluto Alliance, and there were other people there. Frankie Candles, a couple of people who weren't affiliated, a big influencer. I must be getting tired because it is not coming to my mind. But, BitBoy was awesome. He was actually really cool. I mean, it was the second day we were there, but the first thing on the schedule that they had going on was a meetup. And the meetup was only like an hour long, and they spent BitBoy spent talking to me. Of course, other people came up while we were talking, and butted in and took pictures and stuff. But he stayed right there and talked to us for like 45 minutes. He didn't have to do that, and he was very genuine. You could tell by the questions he was at. He didn't have to do that. He could have walked away, and there were plenty of other people there who were there for the cruise and to be a part of the little meet and greet meetup. And he could have talked to any of them, and he just hung out with us the whole time. And he was very genuine. You could tell. I played shuffleboard with him. We had dinner, and they would kind of rotate you because they had a bunch of people there. They had Frankie Candles, they had DZ, they had a bunch of other people who were there. Can't remember the guy's name, who was like an ex-bodybuilder. But he was there. No Nick Demondi. TJ obviously wasn't there. But anyways, so got to hang out with a bunch of them, and every night, we would have dinner with all of them, and they kind of rotate you, like what tables you were at, and it would be the other people who were there plus the people that was there from their crew. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really cool. It was a great experience. Anyways, what are we at? No way, that's awesome. Yeah, it was really awesome. Was it the Bahamas? I think we did go to the Bahamas. Yeah, we went to NASA and stuff like that. Yeah, so it was the Bahamas. For some reason, I wanted to say it wasn't the Bahamas, but it was. I don't even look at the stuff on this game. I just click one of them. And that's probably why I'm losing right now. Or at least not keeping up. Anyways, yeah, it was really cool. It was a really good experience. It's always cool to say that you met somebody who's big like that. Really what it was is... I saw it come out, and I had a really good friend of mine. Actually, he was in the chat tonight, and he worked for me at my other company, and I think he'd been working for me for he'd been working for me for 2 years or something like that, and he was going to kind of go off and do something else. And so just as like a thank you for his loyalty and sticking with me every day, because we did hard work, and that was kind of my thank you, because what we would do is every day while we were working, we would listen to BitBoy. We did a lot of driving to and from different customers and stuff like that. A skill-based company, and he's always been a day one. He was my friend, my brother, long before then, and so that was like a thank you to him that we went on that cruise. Get the magnet bomb. I got the magnet bomb, and the boss spawned on me right when I got it. That's how I got killed last time. Like when you get the magnet bomb and it sucks in all the experience points, like it freezes you right there. And if you get a bunch of them, it's like you click something and then there's like a couple seconds in between, and then another one comes up. But in those couple seconds in between, you're getting like shot at, or you're getting hit or whatever, and you can't move. That's how I got killed yesterday. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this game. But anyways, if I click, there's mining. Pledge. Can I pledge? I don't think I have any dark. For whatever they claimed with the whole $5 a day, man, I ain't seen a penny. You have these like AI agents, which look way too young. Well, let's just put it that way. But somehow you unlock those. And yeah, and then there's a wallet. Shows my wallet address. If anybody wants to send me a bunch of dark or money or something, feel free. I won't be mad. I'm just joking, by the way. But anyways, I got to figure out what wallet that is. Maybe they've just been airdropping me some dark or something. I don't really know. But I looked the other day to see if it was my MetaMask, and it was not my MetaMask. Yeah, he says, I used to watch him all the time. Yeah, that's how I found Crypto Lifer on ATB around the blockchain. And as soon as Lifer was on there, he was confident, he knew what he was talking about, and he had a really different approach, and he made me feel like I could actually learn how to do some technical analysis. So then I started following him, and when I first started watching the Lifer, I didn't have a clue what he was talking about as far as the charts, and I was just decided I was going to watch him as much as I possibly could every day until it made sense to me. And here we are. It finally started making sense to me. Not that I'm a phenomenal trader. I know not to do things, and I do them anyways. And it definitely cost me. All right, guys, we're going on 12:45 here where I'm at. I know Blues Guy said he had to hop out. Viewership is dropping down. I appreciate everybody being here. It was fun to play a little game and just kind of kick back and chat for a moment. I really appreciate all you guys. I got to get this video finished. Hopefully I'll have it finished tomorrow and up. It's taking way too long. Hopefully you guys watch it. Maybe watch it a couple of times, you know. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, hopefully they pan out and they're worth it in the long run. Let's see. What did let me see what the video I just made did. Said, haha, thank you for sharing your biggest asset, and that is your time. Exactly. You know. So let's go. And I mean, if you think about that saying more and more, it is so true. All right, we picked up a sub while we were live. That was nice. Got over the 1,000. Again, I know people are weird about showing you the back end. I don't really think that you can steal my channel by seeing this, so I'm not too worried about it. I don't need to pretend like my videos get 10,000 views. Anybody could go look and see what they got. But yeah, that lighter video got 223 views. And what day did I put it out? September 24th. So 4 days ago, only 223 views. I don't know. The Spark, I don't know why I keep bouncing back and forth. Sorry about that. Yeah, the Spark interview, but that was done a long time ago. Wasn't an interview either. Yeah, anyways, I hope that they play out. I hope that they're worth all of the time and effort. Hopefully they have some life to them. I don't know if Lighter is really popped off yet. You know, like a few people know about it, the people who are really dialed into crypto. But when the coin comes out, maybe it'll boom and I'll like double, triple up those views. Cheers, guys. Hasta mañana. Yeah, exactly. Everybody have a good night. I'm going to actually hop off now. I know I said that a couple of times. I could continue chatting and hanging out all night. I really could. But then I'll be miserable in the morning, and I got a lot of stuff to do. So everybody have a good night, and I will catch you later. Stay underground. Stay crypto.